The live button never breaks. We're just slow sometimes. I need you all to help me complain at Tifa. You can make out what this is, even though the colors are slightly broken on stream, because some of it is close enough to green that it doesn't work on screen. But this looks adorable.
Yeah, but
and
it's a failure.
Tifa is calling it a failure, and it is adorable, and I need you all to complain at her to stop calling this a failure because it's super cute.
No, but
it is indeed. Like, what do you mean it is indeed? What is it indeed?
Like, it is super cute, I agree. It's adorable. I'm trying to... No, I'm trying to make a set of coasters.
Toasters, as she called them earlier.
We bought a new table and I want coasters for once to put on the table. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make our own coasters. And I was like, look at how cute these designs are. But as you can see up close, there's hole in it. There's holes in it.
There's hole in it. One hole.
And it's supposed to be like completely flat without holes, but I cannot, for the love of everything, manage to make it completely closed.
We keep making fun of the amount of counters we need. There's one we need for this. When you show something to the camera,
like you can see the tiny holes in it that don't close anymore.
When you show something to the camera, you move it back to one of our faces, not the back of a wall between us. That breaks the camera focus.
But it didn't.
You are the delta of our stream. You are deaf, mute and blind. I'm the tech guy. I tell you if it's focused. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday,
Hello, Psycho.
Congratulations on being first.
Hello, Evie.
Congratulations on being second.
Hello, Dark Lord.
Congratulations on being third.
Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Send it to me if you don't appreciate it. Exactly. This is super cute and she's complaining about it. How could you hate this?
I appreciate the cuteness. I mean, I really like the design. I have like a couple of...
Super cute.
Oh my god, I forgot the series.
I'm gonna use this as a coaster right now, just to spite Tifa.
From the Super Mario series.
This is from Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, that I want to make as coasters. But I need to be able to get it completely flat. Like now as a coaster, there isn't even a point because there's holes in it.
Just don't spill anything in it.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
Skill issue.
That's not the point of a coaster.
Skill issue. Get good at drinking.
Anyway, I'm gonna make some more and...
She's gonna do all the same complaining over the next few days. If she dares to show you all, because it's gonna be like, oh, no, I ruined it. It's amazing.
I even ran out of orange.
Well, orange, you glad you can order more. I vote for Delta being the newest insult. I'll be okay with that. But it's a bit much, don't you think? Like, I want to say on the scale of things to say, like all the bad words you can think of, I want to say Delta. If you understand the reference, I want to say Delta is very much up there. Like personally insulting. I feel.
At least you're smart, I guess.
Well, aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
It does have banana color in it too.
Why do you hate our viewers and their ears?
As if that even made a sound. Sorry, Jack is in complaining mode today.
If you did hear that, please
excuse
tell
all of that today. You're not even denying it because you can't.
I could go into a very long rant about... Didn't hear anything.
Thank you.
That's the wrong word.
Thank you.
But thank you. I'm very happy that it turned out that way. I could go into a very long rant about all of these things, but ultimately that wouldn't lead anywhere. So I don't.
You'd think he'd be happy seeing how it's Friday.
Yes, I am. I love hearing long rants. Not this one. Trust me. You know how sometimes you're angry about something, and then somebody close to you offers, like, do you want to talk about it? And then you realize, no, because if I talk about it, it just gets worse. It's that feeling for me. It's best to just emotionally detach myself from it and move on and be enjoying the rest of my Friday night. Yeah, you're even below beta. But wait, isn't delta... I don't do Greek alphabet. Greek alphabet. Is delta below beta?
Delta is one above beta, 2.
Alpha,
Gamma.
beta, gamma, delta. Yeah, there's... You are one before epsilon.
That doesn't really work.
Where's sigma in this?
There.
Pretty far to the back. Yeah, there's phi, rho, pi?
That's
It's
pi.
pi.
Pi comes later. Pi comes after
Pi,
sigma.
rho, sigma, tau, epsilon, phi, chi, psi, and omega being the last one. This one at least I knew. What if it was a long rant from cops about mysterious murders in your rural town? That would be emotionally blackmailing me, most likely, and I do not like that either. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge towards the recap in a bit. Higurashi is weird.
Good point.
Yeah. Epsilon doesn't have a ring to it. Maybe not to you. As a kid, I was a Nintendo child.
A what?
A Nintendo child. I grew up with an NES, but then later a Super Nintendo. Mostly Super Mario games. And then, when I was like, I was 10, I got a Dreamcast for Christmas. And with the Dreamcast, I got Sonic Adventure. And that's when my trying really hard to be cool teenage years happened. Wait. Can I show this properly? One sec. We have an overlay for this that we haven't used in a while. Might as well.
Well, that's not working.
No. Edge. I do not want to see those things. Google image search. Bing. Do you sometimes accidentally open Bing and then you feel like you need to go take a shower again? That's what I feel like when I accidentally trigger Bing. Google recommends using Chrome. Yeah, same, but not now. Sonic Adventure.
I recommend using Chrome too.
Box art. Alright, one tab. Super Mario World.
Did I see correctly that Super Mario World is getting its own movie as well?
I don't think so, no. I would be shocked if that was the case.
No, I believe the next Mario movie they're doing is based on Super Mario World, from what I read.
I do not know, I do not think so. Alright, so, one sec. Is this set up properly? Yes it is, but I need to make this bigger so you can see something.
I'm quite sure I saw something along the lines.
They could, who knows.
I mean, in the end, I don't think they're gonna go through every game.
Alright, where's the button? Click, 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 click. Bim. Alright, so I grew up with Mario games. And here you see the box art for Super Mario World. That's cute, right? It's Mario. Also, you can hear Higurashi in the background already, that's perfect. Mario riding on Yoshi.
Yoshi looks like he's gonna eat him after they land.
This is old Yoshi. This is cute. I'm just a random side character. What's up, right?
That's a DeviantArt fan-made cover.
This is Google image search. I take no responsibility for this. Here, let's zoom out a bit.
The third one is fan-made.
Yeah. Let's not talk about this one. This is the one I grew up with. And then later on, I remember Yoshi's Island. This one here. Can you see the mouse? Yes, you can. The one down here in the middle.
The blue thing I'm also gonna make a coaster of.
That's true. And this is cute, right? This is wholesome, running around with your dino body, just having a nice adventure, and everything is cool, right? It's just nice. It's fun for the whole family. This is what I grew up with. But then the Dreamcast launched. And then, with that, again, ArtStation. This looks amazing. This is the Sonic Adventure box art. And I think you can tell from everything, from the posture of Sonic, that has a different energy. This was when Sonic had officially gone 3D. We don't talk about Sonic R and the other things. Like pointing, like cool, like the Sonic Adventure games have songs with lyrics. Crush 40 is in there. It's like kind of metal and it's like cool. So reminder, I was an overweight, not yet pimply because I bloomed late 10-year-old. Rebellious 90 kids vibe, exactly.
That's a lot you're getting out of this cover.
Compare the energy. This is like bing bing woohoo, and this is I'm dating your little sister. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. But this is when I want to say the childhood phase of my childhood ended and my teenage years began. Couple years before crawling in my skin, yes. The wounds, they will not heal. I didn't quite understand that back then, but yes. Why am I telling you this again?
I'm not sure where you're going.
I completely forgot about it. Oh yeah, Epsilon. Spoilers for everybody that has never played Sonic Adventure. At some point I'm gonna make us stream this. I still want to do that.
Is this not the one I have played?
No, you've played Sonic Suggests.
Oh.
But...
oh, then spoilers! La 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 la.
Spoilers for Sonic Adventure 1, which is now close to 25 years old. And they're completely pointless. But during the gameplay, you will encounter a character called...
Sonic.
Yes!
Ah! I knew it! I knew it! Is that a point?
Who would have thought that in a game called Sonic Adventure, exclusively featuring Sonic the Hedgehog, the spoiler thing is there, and I said it. There's nothing... no, you cannot blame me for this. The gasp. But...
who would have believed?
During the game of Sonic Adventure, you will encounter... what's his name again?
Sonic.
E102 Gamma, a robot. And that's all I'm gonna say about this character right now. But
during... was it 1 or 2?
What?
You said E1 or 2 Gamma.
E102. E-102 Gamma. Remember that joke when we actually streamed Sonic Adventure? Did he say or? Is he 2? Is there 2 people in this? Remember this now, it's gonna be funny in like a year whenever we get to that. But in the further story, you do meet other robots and all of them have a number, shocker, and they have a Greek alphabet part of a name, like E102 Gamma, I want to say his name was. And there was an Epsilon. And I think Epsilon is one of the cooler designs. So Epsilon doesn't have a ring to it. Not to you, but to me it does. Because every time I hear Epsilon, I hear Alpha, Beta, Gamma, I want to say Delta as well. I'm thinking Sonic Adventure and I'm being brought back to 10-year-old me, Christmas morning, sitting there with the Dreamcast hooked onto the TV. My parents, my grandparents being mad because they want to watch something on TV, but me hogging the thing because I'm playing the Sonic game.
Why didn't you just show that character then?
Spoilers. In it.
But now you already said he's in it.
Yeah, but now you don't know. Now if you're curious, you can spoil it for yourself. But I haven't given it away yet.
But it already has been spoiled.
Well, too bad for you. So today we won't stream Higurashi when they cry chapter 1 Onikakushi. We'll stream Sonic Adventure. Spoilers. No. Not today. See, I read Pluto.
Not this year either.
And now I know the sacrifice of Epsilon. speaking of getting sidetracked, you asked for this. Actually,
I don't think anyone asked for this. Like,
Dark Lord asked for this. I love hearing long rants. There you go. You're welcome, Dark Lord. This was for you specifically. Yes?
But when I talk about,
Yes?
I don't know, people being processed into sugar, then I'm not allowed to rant about it.
It's the way you do sell the stories that is problematic. Because you don't seem to tell them as a matter of fact that something that has happened somewhere in history. You have a weird fascination with it. With the parts that are, I don't know, strange. I haven't played Sonic Adventure, it's not my fault. It's perfectly fine. Maybe one day you will. It's on everything, I think. Is it backwards compatible on the newer consoles? I don't know. It's basically on anything. It's on Steam. It usually sells for like 99 cents during a sale. And we're gonna stream it at some point. And it's amazing in its own way.
I did not agree to that.
That's okay for me.
You can do it as a solo stream.
First of all, no, because you should be the one playing it. I've got my nostalgia goggles on when it comes to this game. And you haven't played it and you deserve to experience it. 100% you do. Yeah. I can't believe Tifa doesn't get to talk about grinding people into a fine sugar.
I know, right? I know.
Okay, so here we go. Cannibalism moment. Back in World War II, there was a Dutch factory that in order to make sugar needed calcium, and because the world was a fucked up place, they used the bones of dead people. There you go. That was it. That's the story.
Well, it was more like people in the neighboring village would go out, try to find the remains of people who died during the war, drag them to the sugar factory and sold their bodies for money.
It's what I said, but with more words.
Yeah, that's a bit more detailed.
You know how I complain when your recaps are just a bit too short?
Yeah, but this is like such important details.
Do
like
you remember when I complained that your recaps are lacking in detail and I interrupt you and I add to it? Yeah, this is the same feeling I'm feeling then.
It doesn't feel the same.
How would you know? You are not me.
Well, I can tell you by giving you the recap, and then you will see exactly what I mean.
First you need to tell people, why are they putting calcium in sugar? Wasn't that to make it white? Or to like refine it or something?
I don't think it's necessarily the calcium, but I forgot what it is exactly, but some sugar used to be like cleared with stuff in bones. I forgot what it's called.
I remember, if you go through every VOD we've uploaded to our YouTube channel, you will find it eventually, because Tifa once has spent, I want to say, 15 minutes telling the story in excruciating detail.
Oh, I can do that. That was like a long time ago.
I want to say it was during Danganronpa V3.
Oh, that could be. I still have the details saved somewhere.
But for you, that narrows it down to about 40 streams, I want to say. Just watch all the Danganronpa streams. Then you'll find it eventually.
Yeah, I can talk about the details again once I looked it up. It's been too long to know what I...
Everybody in favor say exactly.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Just go back and watch every V3 VOD the easiest way. Yeah, basically. We say so many things that, like, I remember sometimes that we've talked about something, but I don't remember when. So basically, I just go back in time and catch up, I guess. It's really the only useful advice I've got at this point.
I mean, we've been streaming for like 3 years now. That's a lot of words.
Yeah. 4, actually.
I was like, 4 words?
That's a lot of words.
That's a lot of words. Like, 4.
Well, which robot is it? Is it E1 or E2? Which one is Gamma? Huh, Jack?
In case you haven't noticed yet, we are...
It's Friday. I've got Friday brain.
Very ready for the weekend.
Yes, indeed. Talking about being ready for things. Tifa, I'm ready for the recap. Come on, disappoint me.
Oh, wow. Disappoint me.
What has happened the last time when we played Higurashi When They Cried Chapter 1 Onikakushi Episode 7? Or are we still in 6?
I have...
Which episode are we in? Is it 6 or 7?
If you continue, it doesn't say the episode anymore. Because we saved on a line.
I want to say episode 7.
I think we're in 7.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's fine. We are at the part after the festival. When we woke up, we were like, oh no, someone has died, haven't they? And we went to school like scared it was one of our friends, but fortunately...
No.
What?
Keiichi woke up going like, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful morning. Nothing has happened. My mom is there. My dad is there. Hey mom, did you go to the Watanagashi? No, I didn't end up going.
But that's not an important detail.
I didn't end up going because of Dad, who was still taking a nap or whatever. He was sleeping, so we both didn't go. Oh, okay, but clearly they're safe because they're alive. Because we're talking to Mom, who has seen Dad. And then we go meet Mion, and we meet Reina, and we meet Rika.
We go to school and everyone is there.
And we're like, everybody is safe. Everybody we formed a bond with, everybody we were afraid of dying, didn't die. So clearly there is no curse.
No
Oyashiro-sama can
murder.
kiss my city boy ass.
Not what he said. But no one spoke about murder, so it seemed that all was well.
So we went to school.
We met them at school.
On
That's
the
why
way
I
there.
said we went to school, and fortunately all of our friends showed up, so we know no one of them died. Yay! Woo! Hooray!
What? I'm sorry, what was that sound?
Yay! Hooray!
I'm sorry, can you repeat the last one?
What's wrong with hooray?
Honey,
Hooray!
Is that Dutch?
Could be.
What's a huzay?
It's a hooray! Hooray! Woo!
Do you mean huzzah?
No.
Is this a sheesh, she's situation again?
It's the same word.
The unholy child of hooray and huzzah. Huzay, it's Friday, everybody.
Exactly. See? It works, doesn't it?
You sicken me. Carry on.
So everyone was alive. We did our after-school activities with the club, some more games, and...
We played Clue.
Oh yeah, true, Clue. I was wondering what
I mean, again, they didn't say the name, but it appears to be Clue.
game it was. After we were badly losing, we decided to try to cheat our way to a victory together with Reina.
Yes.
But before we could even get to that, the teacher was like, hey, you have a visitor outside.
Yeah,
So
we've met a new
went-
character. Chie, the teacher.
The teacher. No, we already met that character.
We've
Remember?
never seen her before this.
Yes, before the festival. Remember when she was like, hey, don't say anything or you're gonna...
No,
Get
that
fucked.
happened exactly after this. When school actually started, Chie entered the room, being visible on screen for the very first time, going, hey everybody, now when you're out and about, you might be asked by certain people who have come to Hinamizawa to speak
then we
about the
met her.
festival. That was this chapter when school started in this chapter. Asking you questions about Hinamizawa and the Watanagashi. Don't answer them. Don't say anything that can embarrass you or the town.
This chapter.
Okay, thanks, bye, have fun at class.
Well, it doesn't matter. We went outside and there was this guy that was like, hey,
No,
it's warm.
She approached us and went like,
Oh my god.
you have a guest waiting for you at the gate. And then she left. Nothing, no information, just you have a guest waiting at the gate.
Now what did I say? There's a visitor waiting for you. That's
So we
exactly
went-
what was the case.
Carry on. Carry on.
See, you cannot compare this and
Yes.
Sorry, no, there's not.
It's
Like, this is
exactly the same.
unnecessary information. That doesn't matter.
All the adults acting super sus is not an important detail.
There's no difference in saying, hey, she has a guest. And, oh, she said there's a guest. but she didn't say this and this and then left. Like, it's the same thing.
Anytime I've ever been picked up from school when, like, outside of a norm. Actually, I haven't, but I had class.
Yeah, exactly.
I hadn't, but there were classmates who were picked up by their parents.
But
Somebody
didn't
would
say...
come into the class and go, so and so, your parents are here to pick you up, and then they would leave.
I didn't say the teacher went along, did I?
Carry on.
So, we went outside to see who this mysterious guest is, and it is still kind of a mysterious guest because we don't know what his name is. He was like, "Oh, it's warm outside. I want to talk to you.
Get in my car. I've got AC.
Get in my car." And we were like, "Should we get into the stranger's car? Why not? We want to know what he says." So
stranger danger is not a real thing, and he has air conditioning.
Yeah, it's like better than candy. So of course we went into the car. Turns out that he is a police detective who wants information. Allegedly.
He hasn't said that yet, I believe.
No, he has said he's
police.
He's police.
At the end he said that.
But we have no name, no badge. But after a bit it was clear that he's police. Basically he started telling us that a murder has indeed happened and that...
No.
Okay. Fine, this bit you can do. Obviously, I remember.
We sit in the back of the car, which is already slightly weird to me.
True, why aren't we in the front?
Yeah. And then he goes, yeah, look at this photograph. And then Keiichi looks at the photograph. No, this is not the time for Nickelback.
There are certain lines you just can't.
I didn't tell you to
like
please
that.
Look at this photograph. I did not. Specifically, because then I would have done it.
But you absolutely said it.
Damn it, Jack. It's my brain cell. I still need it. We're still doing the recap. I need to fix what Tifa messed up. We're sitting in the back of a car, which is super weird. And he goes, have you seen this person? And we go, no. We've never met this guy before. Like, who is this? Yeah, look again. Are you sure? I was like, no.
But you know what I just realized? He showed him a picture when he was dead.
I don't know about that.
Yes, because he was like, oh, he looks grayish, his eyes are closed, he looks a bit weird.
I don't know.
That was a shot of when he was dead. I am so certain.
So he keeps showing us weird pictures of a person we have not met, and then he goes, yeah, but he was wearing a shirt and there was permanent marker with your name on it. And then Keiichi realized the person on there was Tomitake-san. And then Mr. Weirdo Stranger Police Guy goes, he's dead. And then Keiichi, being a morbidly curious 15-year-old, of course, between having what seemed like a bit of a panic attack and, you know, curiosity about what happened, keeps pushing about what happened. And Mr. I'm totally equipped to have this conversation with an impressionable 15-year-old goes, yeah, okay, so I shouldn't be telling you these things because they're really messed up and they're gonna mess with you.
He didn't even say I shouldn't be telling you this, I think. He just came with all details, like full on.
Apparently Tomitake-san was surrounded by people because he was holding onto a piece of wood to like fight somebody off. And also he had blood on his hands and stuff because he tore out his own throat with his own hands. And that's what killed him. But they went through it in just enough of a pace and detail that it left a nice visual image for everybody.
But Mr. Police Guy wants our cooperation in trying to find the murder and any hints because we are an outsider and do not believe in the curse, which means we are one of the few people who can cooperate and tell him things because none of the villagers are willing to talk to him.
Yes.
While doing that...
Plus, shouldn't you, Keiichi? Shouldn't you, as an outsider, be actually interested in helping us? Because isn't it weird how the curse only affects outsiders? And you know who else is outsiders? Keiichi? Your mom and your dad. Wouldn't want anything to happen to them now, would you?
They could be next. Like there's another festival next year.
Yeah, of course, Mr. Policeman, sure. Yeah, no, that is totally how you should have a conversation about these things, yes.
We got blackmailed because our family is next on the line.
Don't tell any of your
basically.
friends you can't talk to me or Reina or Rika or Satoko or anybody else, because what if they are connected to this? It's always the people living here that have something to do with it.
Not 100%. He actually did. He
Implied.
said we're no. He said we're not allowed to talk to our friends, Mion and Reina specifically, because their families are believed to have something to do with these murders. That's why he absolutely does not want us to talk to them. Not implied, he actually said it. Wow, you didn't even pay attention.
I was still having the panic attack for Keiichi learning all of this.
But yeah, we're blackmailing a 15-year-old into cooperation.
Not we.
The
Japanese 1983 Boonese police guy is emotionally blackmailing Keiichi into cooperation.
It was very clear that our family will be next, probably. Otherwise,
Yeah, just, wouldn't want anything to happen to him, right? Don't take any unnecessary risks.
yeah, we saved somewhere in the car.
Yeah, once again, this chapter is also seemingly way longer than the previous one, so we stopped once the conversation had a good break point.
I believe he was now going to tell us some details about the past murders, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we were talking about those.
Yeah.
Also, blonde lady that looked slightly creepy at the camera when we got introduced to her, she's mysteriously gone. Nobody knows where she is.
Oh yeah, true. She's missing.
Yes. Basically that.
And no, that was not just reckless. That felt like absolute pressure. You can't just say like, hey, if you don't help me, your family might be next. Like, that's pressure. That is absolute pressure.
I don't know if reckless, stupid, dumb, or stupid, or deliberately choosing to put that kind of pressure on him. Ultimately, he did. That's like, I'm putting myself in Keiichi's shoes, and to me, it wouldn't make too much of a difference between why he's telling me these things, but I'm just focused on the effect it has.
He also gave way too much detail.
I was worried trying to warn him. Possibly.
Might have, but I didn't get that feeling. That was selfishly trying to get this kid to work along.
If it was meant that way, I certainly didn't perceive it as such. It could be. I mean, you can only ever... Do you have the same saying in like English or Dutch? You can only look at a person's head, not into it.
Something similar.
Du kannst Leuten nur vor den Kopf gucken, nicht in den Kopf.
But if he was also worried, he wouldn't come with all of the unnecessary details for a 15-year-old kid.
Just tell him
he did not need to know how he died. He did not need to know that he was wounded, put in a corner, and then clawed out his own throat.
Yeah, that's
in a very painful and slow way. He did not need to know any of that.
Yeah.
Like basically. None of it.
Yeah. That's just my socially enough dumbass probably. No. There are many ways you can take these things. Communication is always two sides of a coin. The sender and the receiver. Just because somebody means to say it a certain way doesn't mean the other person necessarily receives it as such. So, one sentence being said or read a certain way can mean multiple things to different people. That's normal.
That is true, but I honestly believe this guy has already mentioned he's been dealing with this for years.
Yeah.
Now he finally has someone who can help him, and he is absolutely taking advantage of that. From his point of view, I get it.
The fact that he also didn't introduce himself with his name or who he is or why he is here, I also very much got the I'm here, I'm doing my thing, screw you kind of attitude.
Not screw you.
It didn't seem polite to me,
Not screw you, but definitely the job goes first.
Yeah, I've had to deal with police a couple times in my work life, thankfully, never in private really. And usually the police officers were nothing like that. Like they would tell you who they are, why they're getting in touch with you, what it is you can do to help them with, like stuff like this. It was always like a very kind but formal transactional relationship. It wasn't like Higurashi where they went like, sit in the car, I have air conditioning.
Not like in Higurashi.
Thankfully, yes. Thankfully. Unless you're trying to impress upon him the gravity and nature of the threat he could be facing, I would still think there are other ways to doing that.
Especially to a 15-year-old. Like, this could be very traumatizing for him.
Yes.
But we have a motive, we want things from this kid, so we're going all out. I can fully get it. Like, worst case, he gets traumatized and it's collateral damage.
Also, I don't know anything about...
We want a murderer.
I mean, outside of Japanofornia from Ace Attorney, I don't know anything about the Japanese law system. All of my information about how police and law officers work outside of Germany, I got from television and movies. But the fact that our parents seemingly don't know this conversation is happening also doesn't sit right with me. Like, I get the whole, okay, I need to specifically reach out to the
because
outsiders. Because he knows
damn well he
people.
can't have this conversation like this if his parents are there.
No, but inform the parents that they want to speak to Keiichi specifically because he was one of the last people to saw Tomitake alive.
Oh, yeah, that should... But then he knows, or then the villagers will probably know that he's been talking to him.
Then go to his house, tell the parents and wait there for him.
Yeah, and if someone sees him there, then they also all know and he's been in there for too long.
And they won't see the police car of a guy talking there at the school.
I don't know, and now it's probably less suspicious.
Is the school in a cave underground?
No, it's probably less suspicious. More places to hide, I don't know. But it doesn't matter, this is currently happening and that's where we are.
And my guess is now Higurashi turns into a Stranger Things kind of story. There's many stories of where a group of kids tries to find a murder culprit or something. It's just the most recent example I can think of. Where he's gonna tell Mion and Reina at some point, probably maybe Rika and Satoko, and then on his own or maybe with the others they'll try to solve the murder of Tomitake-san.
Especially after hearing that they or their families might get involved, he's not gonna tell them. Now we're gonna go into the very awkward...
So it's all the 15-year-old, slightly overly horny boy. Well, overly, he's a teenager, I get it. So it's all just gonna be Keiichi against the world.
That's
a tall order.
I believe.
That's a tall order. I would tell my friends.
Trying to remember if I remember how he acts after this, but I don't recall. But I'm quite sure it's just gonna be the awkward. I can't tell you guys.
Isn't it a beautiful coincidence that the beginning of the game has established that Keiichi has, let's say, a talent for manipulating people, and he is enjoying it to a degree? That could really come in handy when you try to get information from people.
Games are completely different things.
What? I have no idea what you just said.
What you are saying and games are completely different things.
What?
Like, he enjoys that with games. Doing that to try to find out a murder are like two completely different things. It doesn't mean he can use one for the other. That's a very mental bridge you need to cross.
I don't know. Talents can be used in multiple ways. Just because you do it for fun when there are really no repercussions, just to like goad somebody into blushing. Yeah, okay, cool. You know, nobody gets hurt. But if you can do these things and now you're properly motivated because you want to find out why your friend died, some mental skills have multiple applications. That's what I mean. Like, I don't think he's gonna, hopefully, turn into some messed up, emotional, evil mastermind himself, trying to Death Note L or whatever the guy's name is. Never watched or read Death Note. Trying to 5D chess everybody around him. But, you know, if you have a knack for manipulating people to tell you or do certain things because, hey, I know how to pull your strings, press your buttons.
I also want to say nothing we've seen so far shows a knack for manipulation. They're 15-year-old kids.
So?
Like, none of this was manipulation or like, haha, I'm so good at this. This girl blushes at everything.
Him having a very creative way of solution finding and without any like judgment behind it, toying with Reina sometimes. I'm saying that's a certain skill set, and you can apply some of these skills in situations where you want to get information from people.
I disagree on the calling it a skill, but sure.
Then what is it?
Interaction with friends. That's just teasing each other.
Wow.
That is not a skill. That is, I don't know how you spoke to your friends or how you interacted with your friends as a kid, but that is just this.
I'm just saying. I'm with you on this one, Psycho. I think we have the same wavelength about what I'm trying to say, which clearly is lost on at least Tifa.
Because these are just like normal kids in these situations.
I got the plot of Death Note spoiled to me before I ever had the chance of getting into it, and then already I knew I don't care. And then when I tried to watch it or read it, I just couldn't. Like, no, it's not for me.
Actually enjoy it.
I've tried, I can't, I didn't.
We'll try it again.
No.
We never tried it together, which means it's been a long time.
Yeah, but I also don't need to put dog shit in my mouth to know I don't want to eat it. Not calling Death Note dog shit, I'm just saying I don't need to try it again to know I don't like it. I just don't like it.
At some point I'll rewatch it and then you'll just take some glances and watch with me anyway.
Nah. Just try monsters like Death Note in Germany. That somehow seems even worse to me. German productions to me generally have a certain quality of they tried really hard but they couldn't quite get it done. So probably not. You're looking around like you're searching for something.
Oh, that the coaster still needs some weight.
I can sit on. It's Japanese, but it's set in Germany. Oh, okay, that's different. Japanese know how to do
That's
TV.
also a detective one, no? The name rings a bell.
Probably. I mean, it's like Death Note.
Well, are you ready to get in the game?
No. Nice try.
Is that a yes?
No, it's not. Also, hello Eevee. Looks like I've goaded myself into doing the level 80 Blue Mage quest.
What's the blue quest?
Blue Mage. Blue Mage in Final Fantasy
that's
learns
what the blue stands for.
Skills. That's the same in Final Fantasy 14, right? Just like in the other games where blue mages exist. A blue mage learns skills from enemies.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of a cool concept. I don't know how the learning skills thingies work in 14. Blue mages don't change. Don't change what? I understand from words you're saying individually. In a sentence like this, doesn't click for me. But now I'm ready. Look. Click. Now we can see where we are. We are in chapter, but what does that have to do with Mion?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If
you save in between, it doesn't show the chapter.
It has to be 7 because I made an extra save at the end of chapter 6. Therefore, chapter 7.
Then it's definitely 7.
Usually it's just if you get hit you learn the attack. Oh.
So you need to like absorb it and then you can use it.
Yeah, I guess the idea is that you witness the skill being used and then you like learn it, you copy the movement.
Don't think I've seen that class yet.
I believe it's in Limsa Lominsa and I've walked past it a bunch of times. Because I'm not going to do it now. You need to have seen it, not need to get hit. Oh, that's good if you have a friendly tank with you.
That sounds like an advanced class.
Hey friend, I need you to get hit with everything.
Just dodge, bro.
I was gonna say let's check the log where we were, but logs are a myth.
It's gonna be clear enough.
But what does that have to do with Mion? I can't go into details, but the Sonozaki family led the damn protests. Quite fervently so. This is also true of Mion Sonozaki-san herself. This is true for Mion herself.
So she was part of the protest.
Are you telling me they think Mion is a suspect? Isn't she like 14, 15 years old?
What? Mion is the oldest.
I don't know. They never said numbers, I think.
I'm quite sure she's the oldest one because she also helps teach the other kids in classes. Isn't she like 16 or 17 even?
Are you telling me it's one of those Mion is actually 36, but she is really good with makeup and stuff, so she poses as a 16-year-old?
Nah.
Mion is like 16 or 17. Yeah. I figured she's around this. Well, she is around the same age as Keiichi, but
she is the oldest in the class.
Okay. She has quite a few misdemeanor and obstruction of public workers offenses on her record because of the protests.
I don't think you're allowed to say that about a minor.
I don't know how Japanese law works. I guess she was old enough to be convicted for it. I guess. Mion's kind of badass, I guess. It depends on what she did. Whether I morally agree with her or not. I knew Mion had fought. This was the first I'd heard of a family leading the protests, though.
She's the missing link who's holding on to the arm.
I don't like it. No. Oh, is the joke gonna be she actually has the arm with her in her possession because that's why her name is Me-on as in on me, and if she didn't have it, her name would be Me-off?
Yeah, it's in her inventory. Can't you see it in the outline?
No, I do not. Where did she put it when she was in the school swimsuit?
Obviously in the side pocket.
Fair enough. Then, well, what did it all mean? Are you saying that Mion's family is involved with a string of incidents? I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that if it was a conspiracy, then they'd have the highest probability of being behind it. Can you fuck off with that line of speech? I'm not saying she did it. I'm just saying that if I believed she did it, most likely. This is the same energy as, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
Well, they have the highest chance. He can't prove they are it, but they are definitely the highest suspects on the list. That's what he's saying.
I don't like it. So she's potentially, that's what Tifa is saying, yes. Not a very clear explanation. It felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know. We don't know how, we don't know who or how involved anyone is right now. Yes?
What's up? I just moved my vest. The cable is fine.
You were looking around like you were looking for something.
No, I just moved my vest, but I'm looking at the cable just for you to make sure I don't fold it while I move my vest.
Very sweet.
Because I know the moment I even think about the corner, it starts.
I'm trying to not. That is exactly why I don't want you to say anything to the villagers. Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough. Then think of it like this. I don't want to worry the villagers who blindly believe it's the curse. How about that? If you have to ask if your secondary shoddy excuse of a point is better, I think you failed already.
Well, no, he's trying to find a way to convince Keiichi.
What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? But the reasoning behind wanting me to not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with a curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. And none of the villagers should have anything to do with the process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly. Just like everyone kept it from me so I wouldn't worry about it. Is it now my turn to keep it from them so they didn't have to worry? I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly. And the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as that was, but it couldn't be helped. I understand. I'll keep it to myself. Is that fine? Mr.
Oh,
Ooishi?
now he finally introduces himself.
Is it ooishi or ooishi?
Good question. I would go with ooishi.
Actually,
Oh yeah.
oh my god.
You need to go one line further.
This is the punishment we have for how we set this up. Ooishi, thank you very much. Ooishi from the Okinomiya police station. You can call me Kura-chan if you want. Kura-chan.
Last name, I guess. Wait, now listen to the line.
No. Ooishi-san is fine. Oh wait, I need to make it audible first, of course. I have no idea what that just said.
沖宮署の大石です。なんなら
Ooishi.
クラちゃんでもいいですよ。
Oishi with a short O means tasty. That's not how I want to read this.
Tasty-chan.
Also, isn't chan as an honorific usually used for girls or as a cutesy form?
Chan is not for girls, I believe. It's a more friendly...
Isn't kun a boy? And chan
I don't know.
a girl?
Obviously not.
It's cutesy, not quite for girls.
He's trying to establish this friendly, hey, we know each other, we're buds kinda.
Okay. For dressing own kids, nieces, nephews. You wouldn't use it for a cop. Okay, thank you. I was wrong with exact details, but I had the right energy. No, Oishi-san is fine. The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was the spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Why is my enter button not working? I clicked 4 times.
You clicked out of it?
You watched me. I clicked into the game 4 times. It's like your teacher saying to call him by his first name. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
Guess it kind of depends. Like, we used to call our teacher by our first name until high school.
Until high school?
Yeah.
Over here in Germany, at least at my school, that was only a thing in Vorschule. Just like first grade kindergarten. And after that it was always Mr., Mrs., whatever. Yeah.
No, we did until high school. Then you could call your teacher by their first name. In high school, you had to go with Mr., Mrs. last name, unless they were like the younger teachers that were like, oh, just call me Bob.
Call me whatever you want as long as you call me. Yeah, I don't know. Though, I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I watch. I've taken up too much time. Your friends are waiting, aren't they? I should probably let you go back to them. I don't like Ooishi-san, senpai, sama. I forgot the right one.
He's a cop with a mission.
Yeah, no. During my abi, college, I called my teachers with first name because we were all adults. My teachers back then in that range wouldn't have liked that. We were all on, they addressed us by first name. I think that's the norm. But we addressed all of them by their last name. I once jokingly called my last English teacher by her first name. Should have seen her face.
Yeah, but Germans can be a bit weird about that, especially with du, sie,
the formal
you and the
informal
or the informal and formal you, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you accidentally use the informal you instead of a formal you.
Some people get weird about that.
Some people get really weird about that.
Yeah.
I always
Never quite
find it
understood this.
very weird when you start meetings with new people and they go like, "Oh, are we you informal or you formal?" Well, I've already went for the informal you several times in our
Yeah.
previous talk, so let's just stick to that.
It gets worse when you send like emails or stuff with colleagues and you never had that talk. And at some point they just addressed you by your first name, and then the next time, like after a couple months, you need to get back in touch with them and you forget which one they used. And it's like,
Yeah, but your
one do
company
you use?
atmosphere is also very formal.
it depends, of course, at the company.
It's also a
the
company
as
thing.
well. Yeah.
Like with us, it is actually one of our, I wouldn't want to say rules, but one of our focus things that we address each other with the informal you. And we're
Yeah.
like super proud of that.
I get that because like we're all colleagues, aren't we? Like
Yeah.
we're all here to do the same thing in a sense. Du bist mein Lehrer, ja? Something like that. Meanwhile, the door opened with a click and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was an almost cruel heat as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. Felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind. No cry for Higurashi to cool down there.
I think you can have fried Higurashi at this point.
I can have what Higurashi?
Fried Higurashi with how hot it is.
I didn't hear the F. I was like, right Higurashi, what? I didn't mean to suspect your friends. Please don't misunderstand that. I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that self-serving. It's fine if you don't see or hear anything, Maebara-san. It would help to prove that the village is not involved after all. I'll contact you if I hear or see anything, but I'm no detective. Please don't expect too much from me. I won't. You don't have to become a detective. Just go on living as you have up until now. Just let me know if you notice anything. I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving me a quick bow.
I would be so awkward after this, like can't
Yes.
walk straight, don't know where to look. It's like, oh, where were you? I'm pooping?
Yes. Yeah, really bad pooping. Yes.
Like, you need to come up with something now while you were gone for what felt like an hour.
Yeah, they were out of toilet paper, and then I had to do the awkward waddle. But then I heard people in the toilets, so I couldn't, so I had to go back to the stall. Yeah. See you later. Farewell, Maebara-kun. I returned to the school building without looking back. He was probably still standing there, like watching him like a hawk. Is he gonna turn around? Is he gonna turn around?
Probably.
I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there's a lot on my mind. I was buying at a flower shop. Getting drunk. What?
I don't want to know if there's a story behind that.
How do you get drunk at a flower shop?
From all the nectar.
Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was, but to think that there was the possibility of a village conspiracy? Worse still, that there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Reina, Satoko, or Rika-chan. Oh, exactly the 4 people I mentioned earlier when Yaw said, no, we're too young. I mean, maybe, but also maybe not.
I didn't say that, but he said, don't tell your friends, specifically Mion and Reina.
And then I also counted Satoko and Rika, and you were like, Satoko has big murder energy. Yeah.
Nah.
Satoko would set up like a saw trap. Yeah, definitely. It was a group that attacked Tomitake-san? Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here, somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. Why not?
Because she's my best friend. After this
Okay,
month,
yeah.
I completely know her, and she wouldn't be capable of doing this.
I mean, fair enough, but I was actually thinking in terms of an alibi. How did we get home?
We walked home.
Weren't we with Mion and the others, and then we split up, and Reina brought us home?
Yeah.
And
That
that's all we
doesn't mean
knew.
that doesn't mean they have an alibi.
Correct, that's what I was going for. Like, we cannot account for their whereabouts after the festival after the point where we split up.
It's Michan, the perpetrator.
Huh? I was startled to hear Reina's voice.
With the rope in the lounge. Oh, they continue playing. Nope. No.
Reina clutched her head while flailing about. It looks like you're just self-destructing over here. Wow.
Keiichi-san, you're quite late. As you may well know, I'm seething with anger.
Sorry about that. I was called into the staff room, you see.
You were reprimanded for bad behavior? That's a shame. Immediately believe we did something. Well, it's been pretty heated over here. Since it's getting pretty late, let's make the next game the last one.
If I remember right, I had 0 points. Isn't it pretty much decided that I'm going to be finishing last place?
Then don't worry, Keiichi-kun. I'm at -0 points.
-0.
-1 points.
How do you get to -1 if 0 is the worst?
I'm also not sure how you can get under that.
The heck? Her score is lower than mine and I wasn't even playing.
This is the final match to decide if the penalty is going to be carried out by Reina alone or by both Keiichi and Reina.
Failing probably loses you a point.
Oh, true, you could
Okay.
gain and lose points. If you were wrong, I believe you lose a point.
Did you? I don't recall it. Yeah, right. Just let Reina do the penalty by herself.
We made a promise, Keiichi-kun, that we would both win. I waited all this time, you know?
With acting like this, I really think Reina is the murderer. I'm sorry about that. Is this where that part ends? No. I followed my initial plan on showing Reina my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call.
I got it! The murderer is me!
Come on! Come on, the moment I say it!
With the poison at the entrance. Is it? Is it? My Reina, quite a quick answer. Another stab in the dark? Oh. Reina's correct. Then it's decided that Keiichi-san shall take part in the penalty as well.
What a beautiful moment to press her for some infos.
Hooray!
Don't you mean Jose?
Keiichi-kun, let's both do our best.
Yeah, let's do our best.
Oh man.
It's my fault, so I have no choice.
How about water ice? This is the perfect temperature for water ice. Then that's game. It's me, Mian Sonozaki, ranked first. In dead last are Keiichi Maebara and Reina Ryugu.
Everyone applauded and the game ended. Finally. Usually, Cluedo is just if you find out you win, but if you're playing multiple games, keeping score makes sense. True.
I really want to get that game again because it's been so long since I played it. But I believe with 2 people you can't really do that, no?
I don't know. I've only ever seen the commercial back when I was a kid, and that was only ever 2 kids playing. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I remember playing this with like 4 people.
I have no idea.
As a kid. Never with less.
Also, isn't Cluedo just basically the Stone Age version of Among Us?
Bit more detailed, I guess.
Is it though?
Yeah, because you also gotta have a murder weapon. You don't have that in Among Us.
Murder weapon is the imposter.
There's less walking around.
Is that
There's a board, but I forgot what it looks like.
Is that your like negative thing to say about Among Us, that there's movement?
Yeah, I really enjoy Among Us. Just never have enough people to play it.
Oh, talking about Tifa's disdain for movement. Can I announce the thing that we're doing after our vacation?
Go ahead.
After, I want to say, 7 years of being this close to actually doing it, Tifa and I are finally gonna go do the thing after our vacation. And that is to sign up for a gym.
I think we'll still do very different things though.
Potentially, but we're doing something for our physical well-being, and that's a net positive.
I guess.
Yay! It's time. Jose!
Which means no more streams.
When's this vacation?
Starting...
the end of next week for 2 weeks.
Yep.
I'll tell you all about it starting Sunday.
1 more week.
Yeah, so funnily enough, movement and guesswork. Yeah, us going to the gym. It's more or less the same thing. There's movement and there's guesswork. Yeah. He was expecting marriage or something.
This is like way bigger for us.
Yeah, us going to the gym is like, that's a big deal. Yeah.
Well,
no.
I gave Jack 2 options and he's been working on it for months. Because he just wants to go to a gym. I really hate your traditional gym of the machines and devices. But we found one now that is not too far away, where they also offer like classes or courses that you can do.
So they can teach Tifa how to move her body.
Yeah, but I feel like courses are very different.
Yeah,
it's easier to do as well.
Whatever helps.
In like a group. So I'll probably do the courses. He wants to do the gym. I prefer to go swimming, but swimming has gotten so expensive. Like I have crap knees. It's gonna be a horror. So swimming
That's why
is technically...
outside of streaming she always walks sideways.
Swimming is technically...
She didn't even get my joke.
No.
You said you have crap
knees.
That's pretty good if I say so myself. I mean, not one to toot my own horn, but that was me tooting my horn.
I'm gonna make signs.
Boo. Germans are never not on vacation. The last time, like recently, we were gone for 2 weeks. That was not for a vacation, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
But like 2 weeks before that, it was.
That was true. Yeah.
We have our vacations planned like every month and a half, roughly.
Every 2 months.
Month and a half, 2 months. So the next one starts next week.
End of next week. Meanwhile, more about Clue. It's called Cluedo as a pun on Ludo. Oh, I never knew that. You have to roll dice to move to rooms to guess at who killed, using what weapon and where. Okay. The card combination is made of 3 cards set aside, so the players have every invalid card on their person. Players move and guess until they find out the 3 facts. Come with cute little checklists so you can keep track of which cards you found to investigate. So it's not all just memorization, which I would horribly suck at.
But you are allowed to make notes as stated.
I don't recall that one. The problem now was the penalty.
Now then, I ranked first, so I'll decide what you'll be buying for the Gopher penalty. What will she make us buy, I wonder.
Let's blacklist the drugstore. That was your aim, wasn't it?
Huh? I don't have any business at the drugstore. The old man's already got it, or got a list prepared for you on a piece of paper. Whoa, there's a lot written here.
A lot. Damn it, what is she making us buy?
There goes our pocket money.
2 blocks of tofu, shampoo and conditioner, apple vinegar and fried tofu. The heck is this?
It looks more like a shopping list than a penalty.
Yeah, it really does.
Lee was certain she was going to win today. Rule 7 of our society. You cannot refuse any penalty. Here's some money. The shampoo I usually get is Fruit Fable. Thanks. Okay, so it actually is a shopping list.
This is just your grocery list. I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. Hemorrhoid cream, condoms, and a dirty magazine. Yeah, something like that. Or like a weird supermarket combination. Condoms, a cucumber, and a stick of butter. Or mayonnaise, or something. No?
That could also work.
I'm gonna die of boredom while you're gone. Naturally, you two will be the killers. All that's left is for everyone to figure out which room I die in. I'm sorry. I was gonna say they wouldn't sell that to a kid, but maybe Neon. I mean, when I was a little kid, like 5, 6, my mom would send me to the newspaper store. That was a thing
kiosk.
when I was a kid, a kiosk, that's what we call it, to buy cigarettes. And not only did the guy sell me the lottery tickets, but also the cigarettes. And even back then, you had to be a certain age to buy either one of those items.
Yeah, but like early 90s, nobody cared.
That's true. That's
It
true.
wasn't until, I want to say, like end 90s, beginning 2000s, that suddenly people were getting stricter about that.
I think that's a good thing, though, actually. Like, rules exist for reasons, usually. Yeah. You could get a check cashed anywhere if you know people. Yeah, I mean, all you need to know, like, it's social engineering, I think, is the fancy term for that nowadays, you know? Like, you just need to make somebody do a thing. And, like, if they know you or your family and you can conveniently make them believe that nothing nefarious is happening, then why would they deny you?
Also, I don't think I've ever seen a check. Like an actual IRL check.
I have.
Really?
Yeah. My grandparents used to use them. You could still use checks at like supermarkets and stuff. I've seen people pay groceries with checks, which is exactly as weird as that seems to everybody that's never experienced it and only seen it in movies and stuff. Somebody stands there, gets a little pocketbook out, and like writes the details and then rips it off and gives it to the cashier. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm sorry, not surprised you and Psycho have. I mean, Germany is like what feels like 30 years behind on these things.
Doesn't America still use checks sometimes?
So the fact that
Less, but still, that's
Germany
the thing, right?
has used checks in the past 20 years, I'm not shocked about.
I was, because Psycho says I used one too, I was so sheltered, I never did, and because I always hated the idea of having to have like this paper thing with me, I straight went to paying by card or like withdrawing money at an ATM and just using cash.
But with a
Never
check,
did a
doesn't
check.
that need to be like cashed in? If you give it to the cashier, they don't know if you're like scamming.
Basically, that's the problem with checks, yes. You don't know if they bounce. You figured it out, Tifa, that's why
Like being able to
places are
use that
phasing
in
out
a
checks.
supermarket.
Yeah.
It's like
That's-
frying my brain.
That's exactly the problem. Plus all the administrative work of having to keep physical paper copies of things.
Well, I've never seen an IRL check in my life.
It was only once in my lifetime, but you still remember. That's the impact it had on you.
Checks are such a weird system.
They're outdated, but people use them, usually for invoices or larger purchases. True.
It's basically a credit card on paper. No?
It's a piece of paper that says, I owe you this money, and if you hand it in at the bank, they pay that out. Assuming there's enough money on the account. Which you don't know until you hand it in at the bank.
Yeah, I guess. So, paper credit card.
Kind of. What do we got? We got 2 more.
Yep.
There are more than 4 perpetrators.
Back into the first murder?
Potentially. The real issue is that they're electronically read these days to confirm it at stores. Wouldn't that be a positive?
So they can see immediately if they're being scammed, yes or no.
That seems like an advantage.
That's... Yeah, for...
Of course, you also then need to have the systems in place to read those checks and cash them in immediately. More, to me, unnecessary work. Kind of defeats the purpose of work. Yeah, I mean...
But you want to know...
Just pay by card, right?
If you are like the owner of the store...
Yeah, of course.
If you can cash this in, so I can understand...
Yeah.
The wanting to check it immediately.
They're outdated. I think that's the most important part. A little reader that always jams to print something on the back of a check. Printers are the machines of the devil. And nobody can prove me otherwise. Meanwhile, hypovolemic? Is that a word? Hypovolemic shock induced by clawing out their own throat. Tissue is packed under the nails, not someone else's nails. It's undoubtedly by the individual's own nails. The shape of a scar also matches. Oh, come on, I didn't expect him to show up. I almost used exactly the same way I read the lines. Next time you be investigated. Yeah, I know the immediate cause of death was suicide. Now that the forensic investigator cleared the phlegm out of her throat.
I get it. You're saying the cause of death is unnatural, right?
If you think about it, isn't every cause of death natural? If it was unnatural, doesn't it mean like an alien or like a demon or an angel or something killed you?
I see where your line of thinking is going, but no.
Hypovolemic means you don't have enough blood. Thank you. I'll try to remember that. That's a very fancy word.
Makes sense. Went into shock.
It's not quite on the same level as when your back itches and you scratch a little too hard and draw blood after all. I was going to say, why is he smiling? But he's a police officer. He needs to deal with this. He's probably detached mentally. Like from the gruesomeness of it all, which makes sense. Some of Tomitake's fingernails had been pulled out. Fingernails actually rip off surprisingly easily. But it really hurts.
The entire nail, though?
Yeah. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there were a lot of bruises on Tomitake's body. It's clear from the shape of him that he was assaulted first by someone, or a group of people.
According to the toxicology report, the deceased was in an extreme state of hysteria right before death.
And he fought back and clawed out his own throat because of how hysterical he had become. The guy who's attacking him certainly would have been surprised by that. It's possible that in such an abnormal environment a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. Of course, those are very rare cases.
Actually, Ooishi-kun, that wood plank that deceased used as a weapon. They only found sand and the paint from the guardrail on it.
I have a question. When somebody is sick, what do you call that? They are?
Sick.
No, diseased. This is deceased. Why do you say them the same way?
Deceased.
There's a difference, yes.
I think you're complaining.
Sand and the paint from the guardrail. But no blood. What about cloth fibers or skin?
No, I think they were hoping that he hit the attackers. Nothing. The deceased didn't strike. The deceased didn't strike the assailants, see?
Thank you, Tifa.
Or it could be they took the plank he was fighting back with.
In that case, they wouldn't have gone out of their way to replace it with another. They'd take them all.
That's true.
And Tomitake is pretty built and tanned. He was quite athletic.
That's right. He was pretty active.
I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side. Meaning he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such a physique sensed he was in danger, it swung the plank around frantically. It's just unthinkable that it would have even... It's just unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wooden plank, so you'd think he'd hit them at least once. What? How did
what?
I'm trying to think of a scenario in which at least one other person attacks somebody or they surround the person to a point where they try to defend themselves with a wooden plank and still end up ripping out their own throat.
Well,
why would you do that?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Because in my mind, the only way you can get somebody else to rip out their own throat is either they are drugged, which seemingly not the case. Then again, it's 83. It's not that high tech yet. But drugs, or you get into their mind to the point where they begin to believe it's the right thing to do. Which I would assume, especially after Tomitake told us he doesn't believe in the curses of a curse. How? What can you tell a person that... my neck.
We haven't had enough of that yet.
I swear, if you are all trolling us to play these games and in the end it's something like that, I'm gonna scream.
You do know this is the same universe Zero Time Dilemma,
No, it's
right?
not. Don't even. No. But what could you possibly be saying to a person that they go, okay, I'll rip my own throat out?
One way to find out.
How would you induce what's the right terms, a psychosis into somebody that they begin to believe that? Because I was thinking, maybe they, like I said, drugged him with something, or they made him swallow something. And that caused pain or discomfort or something that he tried to get it out and just like trying to like cough it out or like regurgitate it doesn't help. So they're trying to actually they go at their throat. But
that could be pure panic.
Yeah, but what can you do that causes somebody to panic to the point where they do this?
Well, that's what we're still trying to figure out.
I understand that, but this is the beauty of streaming. If I don't tell you what I'm thinking, how are you supposed to know? And if I'm telling you, then she's giving me shit for it. It wasn't me, I swear. Thank you for confirming. And you can't lie because you're an honest psycho. See what I did there? It's just like case closed, except instead of becoming a boy detective, he dies. I hope not. I hope not. To surround and take down someone of his physique, I wonder how many people it would take.
Yeah, dimwit. If anything, that's your specialty. Have you forgotten your bad cop days?
If I was to take down this guy, how many would I need? When a group wants to take down big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. I guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage.
Then there were quite a few perpetrators. So any drunk and disorderly groups of more than 4 are suspicious? Well, we are with 5 people.
Yeah, I hate that he says the number 4, because that's the amount of girlfriends we have. A group of 4 more. Just if they had that many, then couldn't they have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there would be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries.
That's under serious consideration on my end too. I'll be examining it as thoroughly as possible, but don't get your hopes up. After all, we've never encountered a death like this before.
Autopsy report updated. I'm not hoping for much, but I am looking forward to the results.
What?
I don't know.
I think this is you.
I feel like Kumagai is you.
Ooishi-san, the chief is calling you.
The sheaf. It's funny to me because sheaf in German means like slanted, like oblique,
The chief.
like tilted. Thanks. See you around.
Yeah, best wishes.
What can you do to somebody to do this? Search notice. In America, a sheaf means...
Wheat?
Oh, that's
not supposed to be wheat.
That's the Nature's hot dogs thingies. Ear of rice. That's the name of the emoji. I didn't even know that had its own emoji. That's the power of rice. Not bad. Jiro Tomitake, deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City. Registered under the name Jiro Tomitake. Pen name. Okay, what's Tomitake's real name?
I have no clue. The pen name is a bit weird, but even in the police reports they called him this, so I don't think it's just a pen name.
I think if it wasn't a pen name, then it wouldn't say pen name. You know?
Yeah, but even in the reports before they called him that. Why not his actual name?
Well, maybe that's actually his name. Registered under the name Jiro Tomitake greater than pen name.
I have no clue. I'll wait until the...
It's Delta. No.
I'll wait until the actual info.
Hello, Mortonard. Happy Friday. About to drive. What did I miss?
The biggest thing you missed is that Tomitake has died and we're trying to figure out.
Yes, Tornado Potato is dead. He clawed out his own throat, which was described to Keiichi off the cuff in a lot of gruesome detail. And he's been emotionally blackmailed into working as an informant for Oishi-kun of the police, basically. That's the short and sweet of it.
Yeah.
And I'm underthinking potentially how the hell you can make somebody rip out their own throat with their own hands. It's just in case he runs into someone with a death. I want to say the Death Note death would have been cleaner.
Better than this.
Than what he actually went through. Yeah. Travels via folding bike. No license. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path. Present on the day of a festival. Accompanied by the missing Miyo Takano. So that's her name. Was seen around 9 p.m. by police. Location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies.
It's more like an arrow, not a greater ass, as you said earlier.
I have a greater ass. That's why we go to the gym.
The best.
Thank you. It's always that weird mind control like drug or supernatural shit. That's what I'm thinking, but the toxicologist said no, nothing about drugs.
If they checked for that, we also don't know.
I think, and I'm gonna write this down, because the pen name note ticks me off. I'm saying Tomitake is actually a fake name, and he is related to one of the fighting families. Somehow. Somehow.
Okay.
Don't know if this was maybe...
I doubt that, but...
like a revenge kind of thing for them killing people that were working on the dam or something, but nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. Wallet was among the articles of the deceased. Mere act of violence? From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba. Along the Sobu National Railway line? No individual matching the name Jiro Tomitake in the residency records of any of the Tokyo wards. See?
That's why they think pen name, okay?
Compare teeth to dental records. Send to Metro Police. Attach a photo. Send to Metro Police. Contact magazines regarding Jiro Tomitake. Mio Takano, missing. 1 sec.
If he's a photographer, he probably sells his pictures.
What's Mion's last name?
Not that.
Of course it's not. Oh my god. Can we scroll that far back? Yes, we can. Blah 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 blah.
It's a bit further where she announced herself the winner. There. So,
Mion Sonozaki.
Oh. You guys already had it.
Thank
you.
Sonozaki. I was thinking maybe anagram? Something like that?
We had plenty of games with anagrams now, thank you.
But maybe
we don't need more.
Yeah, we do. But maybe if you know the Japanese writing, the kanji or whatever, that could be an anagram, but that wouldn't translate to me reading the name like this. Damn it! Nurse at Irie Clinic became close to Tomitake through her passion for wild bird photography. Is that a regular thing? Residences. Irie. Okay, I'll try.
No longer.
Yeah, no longer. Now it's Irie. Resides in Okinomiya X District XXX. Single. Witnessed accompanying Tomitake on the festival grounds, currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect. An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on scene again. I want some cream puffs.
Important.
4 jumbo ones. Ooishi. It's one thing to write down on the police report.
So, the one thing I've learned from this is that Ooishi is the jumbo puff dealer.
Yeah, the cream puffs.
So that's where you go for
your cream puff needs.
Exactly.
Pronounce it like you would in German. Irie. Okay? That doesn't sound right to me. I'll believe you all. I'll take it. I'll try next time it comes up, but it doesn't gel with me.
No, not really. I say before we start chapter 8 though, we take a short break.
Yes, please. Also happy music at least.
That's true. It's a bit upbeat.
I like that energy better than the previous, more depressing stuff. But there'll be more of it. BRB.
BRB. We're back.
Damn it! Just a second too late. You would have seen Tifa in her natural yawning habitat. And it looked kind of cute actually. Because she didn't fight it, she just let it out, and it looked like a sleepy Kirby. Yeah, like all around and stuff, and she was like kind of cowered over here. I was like, it looked adorable. The only thing missing was the Kirby sleepy head. The fact that you already look like this is one of the reasons why we go to the gym. Yes, give me my cup. Also,
but isn't it nice to have a coaster?
No, it's not. Is it just me, or is this too nice as a coaster? Like, my problem with this is, I don't want to use it. I want to put it somewhere where I can look at it.
But if it's in front of you as a coaster, you can look at it.
But I have got a cup on it. It's too cute! Yes,
okay.
it is.
I will get a perfect, flat, pixelated coaster shape. And then I will show it so often you guys get sick of it. Like, I find it such a shame.
Nobody ever gets sick of things being too cute.
I really wanted this one to work out.
Tifa, it's great. You're the only... Okay, real quick. You know how sometimes I sit here and I get way too negative about something on stream not working or something being just slightly off and the only person who sees it or hears it is me, but I'm all in my feelings about it? And then you and everybody else goes, what are you talking about? Stop being like that. That's dumb. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those moments?
Yeah, but...
No. That's you right now. It's perfect. It's adorable.
Yeah, but
Shut the fuck up.
I had one requirement, and that was
I'm gonna mute your microphone. No.
No holes. And there's holes. Anyway, I'll keep making them, and at some point I'm gonna find the trick.
Ain't nobody understand what you're talking about. Why are we back here? Just get a stress ball, Jack. Okay.
Ooh, do you know what's even better than a stress ball?
A stress jack.
No. I kid you not.
Wow.
It is so...
No. Did you hear that?
It is so nice. At work, I got a slinky.
What?
Oh,
that
thing.
Spiral thing.
Yeah, that you like put down the stairs and goes like bloop, 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 bloop.
I usually don't throw things down the stairs.
It's called a slinky, but I kid you not, it is so nice instead of like a stress ball to just like...
Slinkies are old school AF.
Yes, they are. But I feel like it really works.
Slinkies are so old, they were even referenced in Ghostbusters. The original movie, yeah.
I don't remember. But seriously, instead of a stress ball, I recommend a slinky.
Everyone loves a slinky. You got a slinky. Go slinky. Go. Until they get bent in it for some fucking reason. Yes.
Yeah, one of my colleagues thought they were funny. And after I left work one day, they like completely messed it up. And then I had to like unbend it. It took me like 10 minutes.
That should be a reason to get fired.
It should be.
Or if you like unbend somebody's slinky, if a person should be allowed to unbend you.
I feel like that's the case. But I feel like it has been really relaxing playing with that.
I can be a slinky for you. I can do that movement like once and then I break the rest of my spine and then I'm just not good.
You'll get into slinky position and you won't be able to get out.
Yeah, even though my posture is better than yours, yes. Meanwhile, we're talking about you, Tifa. Sleepy.
I agree.
Not sleepy. Oh, look! That's not Keiichi-kun, that's Tifa-chan.
Oh, that triggered me. Now I'm tired.
Sorry, they should really put a trigger warning before Higurashi.
Wow, that was a really big yawn, Keiichi-kun.
I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but it doesn't look like I can do it today. I'm reading the line!
It's already quite easy to make me yawn.
I take that as a compliment. I was watching TV until late last night. I'm so tired right now.
Joke's on you. I'm always tired. Was it one of those raunchy TV shows you loved so much on last night? How extremely vile.
Wait a second. Don't imagine things and jump to conclusions. Can you fucking stop getting sleep? I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. I can't help it. I'm reading the lines.
We're all going to bed early.
Yesterday, it does nothing to me.
Yesterday, I think I was knocked out at like 10. Could have been 9:30 even.
That's true. Can confirm.
I remember laying in bed and I was like, out.
Yeah. Can confirm. I was like, I'll join you in like 20 minutes. That.
Gone.
But being tired.
It's perfectly normal for boys. Nothing to be ashamed about.
Okay, if it's normal for boys to watch those shows, why is it not normal for girls? I disagree with you, Rika-chan. It's normal for everybody. Rika not patting my head only made me feel worse. Could you just let me pass out this lunch break? No, seriously.
My, you think I would just sit here and allow that?
I'll get really angry if you disturb me. Really angry. Fake yawning makes me cry. My ears will not stop tearing up.
Stop fake yawning.
I'm trying. Imagine.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the problem.
Imagine Tifa actually working in like the dubbing industry and somebody has to perform their lines like this and Tifa as the like voice acting coach, director, whatever, just listens to it, falls asleep.
Maybe we should take voice acting classes.
Hey, Tifa, was this take good? Are we done? Can I go? Something like that. This was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear.
Cut it out, Satoko-chan. Keiichi-kun fell asleep. His sleeping face, so cute. You can take him home later.
You can take him home later.
Let him be for now. Let's move over there. It'd be rude to Keiichi if we bothered him now.
That is really sweet. That is really cute. Rika-chan really is a good girl. Okay, maybe not. Actually, that's cute too.
Let's not wake him up, even if the teacher comes back.
I take that back. The excuse that I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was a lie. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of a conversation with Ooishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Just spending the day like this? It's almost as if the incident with Tomitake-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Ooishi-san just trying to deceive me? But it was probably the truth. One thing was certain, I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really didn't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be of any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me, again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know. If I'd never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. Couldn't help but resent Ooishi-san for this. I wholeheartedly agree. That's a lot to put on a 15-year-old. That's a lot to put on anybody, but especially on a teenager like this.
When was that? I heard he wasn't there the next day. It appears he vanished the night of the Watanakashi.
I hate that sound, the wong wong. It's so perfectly out of like tune for my ears. Mion whispered to keep the others from listening, but I could hear it clearly.
Now that the rain is gone.
What? No. On the other hand, Reina's voice was even harder to pick up, but I could still tell she was quite upset. It couldn't be. Are they talking about Tomitake-san? Itake. Tom Itake.
You just didn't hear because of the mumbling.
Fair enough. Yeah, they're whispering far away from you. You have a point.
Exactly. Not sure. That's all I know.
I would have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation, it was much easier just to sit here and pretend I was asleep to listen in on their discussion. Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung.
So, and me, there are others, right? 2. But they don't know if it's from the curse or if this was an Onikakushi. Onikakushi.
Onikakushi. Onikakushi? To be hidden away by a demon? What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good.
Yeah, well, there was another, right?
Wait. I get that, like, demons and deities and stuff in Japanese, like, myth are different from my expectation of, like, demons and stuff. As Tifa is clearly cursed by a sleep demon. But to be hidden away by a demon, it meant nothing good. Isn't demon... Spirited Away is called this in Japan. Okay. But Oni is demon, that much I know. Isn't a demon generally like an evil force? Like a malevolent thing? A negative?
Yeah, but a demon doesn't necessarily need to kidnap you. Or spirit you away, it could just torment you.
I usually the term Kamikakushi, spirited away by the gods or spirits. You see, there I understand that it could be read as a neutral and or positive thing. But Oni, demon, I get the feeling it meant nothing good. I mean, yeah, from the word itself. Like, I've never heard anybody say, and when I got visited by a demon, it was great. You know?
Yeah, but here the point is that you're taken away. That's what the whole...
I get that. It was about the Oni. What? That's a negative thing.
I don't get what you're saying.
Let's carry on. But thank you, Dark Lord, for confirming. I get it now.
Right? If it's
Oyashiro-sama.
If it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah. But this year at all? Grandma and the mayor had talked about it. Seems they talked to the police about it beforehand. They said they'd take care of whatever happens this year without causing a commotion. Then, without us knowing it, someone at them, you mean? Abi. Next could me, I wonder? Don't worry, you got home safely. But is not allowed, right? That was a long time ago. Let's stop talking about this.
Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term Onikakushi. To be demoned away. By the context it was used in, I would guess it's similar to being spirited away. I suspected that was what it meant because Tomitake-san and that woman, it really bugged me that I don't know her name, vanished after the Watanagashi. The next thing that stuck out to me was when Reina said, "There's another one, right?" Mion also said, if it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah, responding to something. If it's Oyashiro-sama's curse, then there had to be 2 victims. Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from the curse or if it was a case of Onikakushi. It seems that the curse and being demoned away are different things and they were phenomena that were paired together. I recall Tomitake-san's terrible end. It wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. That horrendous end would be best described as cursed. Then the woman with him, it means she vanished because she was demoned away? What I do know is there's now normally an even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Reina. Reina was frightened. For what reason, I don't know. However, she knew that something had made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders?
Isn't she an invader too? She moved into the city, or into the town. So in that regard, she's an outsider too.
What if Tomitake was part of a company wanting to build the dam.
I want to say he would be a bit more hated then.
Or paid by them. Well,
like he was kind of accepted by everyone in the village.
I'm guessing they didn't know. Because why else would he use a fake name? Because I'm thinking, why do you send somebody to the same place every year to take pictures of birds? Either that whole thing is fake. Remember to moisturize, by the way. Either that story is fake, but he did keep running around with his photography kit.
He was probably investigating and used it as a...
Yeah, I'm imagining the taking photos part was not part of his like fake persona that he put out so that he isn't being found out. I think the taking photos part is real. And if it's actually birds, I don't recall. They talked about the arguments that the villagers made about the dam not being built. I remember the amount of places that would be destroyed. And I think there was also talk about animals being affected that lived there.
Don't go.
I don't think
he's from the company itself though. But we did have a whole talk about how we believe he has more motives than just taking pictures.
So as Clover said, I believe it's called a cover. Something like that. Because, you know, if you send somebody to a place and they take lots of pictures all around the area and they go, I'm a wildlife photographer, it's about birds, you wouldn't really doubt that now, would you?
But we don't know if he's sent by anyone.
No, but I'm just trying to think of, could that be a good cover? And I would say so. Because it's spring here now. And every other day when we're outside, there's a bird singing somewhere. And just the other day when we were walking home from getting groceries, there was a bird somewhere in a tree and it was loud as hell. It sounded like it was a blue tit. Exactly. That's the name of a bird. That's nothing weird. Look it up. And that was loud as hell in my ear. I thought it's right next to me. So I had trouble finding it. Tifa actually saw the bird. So I'm thinking, as a person photographing birds, you have a perfect cover to just sit somewhere, hidden, more or less, and take a good look around at your surroundings. That would make sense. I don't like it. If I recall correctly, yesterday Ooishi-san said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently there was no longer any distinction between them or regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I would think that I'd be the more likely target, having moved here more recently than Reina. From her composure, I could infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay what I heard just now to Ishii-san. Informing the police of what I heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep made me feel terrible. It raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answers to these questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past a point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events. Happy music! Yeah!
The teacher approaches.
Regret! Betraying friendships? Yeah! What are morals anyway?
My friend is dead.
Yeah.
Keiichi-san, you must awaken.
It's really sweet that Satoko, out of all people, makes us get up. In the distance, I could hear the ring of a handbell signaling the start of afternoon classes. Yeah, I couldn't sleep at all. I hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. Something like, you know, when you're really tired but you need to open your eyes? It's like, that's what I look like Monday mornings.
When your eyes feel all puffy and you just cannot open them.
Basically. It was in that moment when I leaned against the back of my seat Ah! There was a thumbtack stuck on the back of my chair with tape. Oh, that is so painful. So painful. Oh, imagine if it... Oh, my spine tingles.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I hate Satoko right now. Imagine if... The back of a chair is a broad term. Imagine though, it's not just like off to the side where it just stings you in the back. Like, a little bit forward. Like, imagine if it's like here. That would be annoying, right? But imagine if it's in the middle where your skin over the spine is really like thin usually, unless you're like muscular and stuff. Yeah, I just have my finger on there. It's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, because I can't sit straight. Thank you.
Surprise acupuncture. People pay good money for it. That's not what acupuncture is. Acupuncture is a fine science-like thing. Do you think I have PTSD?
And I'm getting warm. Oh wait, I just put this under my leg so I could pull it off. There.
Thank you. I hate the way you did that. But I can tell you why
Yeah,
later.
I'm trying not to hit everyone here.
That's very sweet of you.
And with everyone, I mean you.
That is very sweet of you.
I know, I'm adorable. Excuse me? I said I'm adorable?
Acupuncture is...
You're forgetting something?
Is not deep. It's very shallow. It doesn't go into your flesh. I think it's just like the skin layers. So precious. Happy?
Now it's too late. Now it is too
Sorry.
late. Wow.
Back home, Twitch crashed on my phone. What did I miss?
You missed betrayal?
What a man. Keiichi is really, really tired because he didn't sleep, and doing that killed Tifa, basically.
No, you know what killed me?
Tell me. You're not I'm not calling you precious?
Exactly.
You're precious.
Now it's too late. It has to be said immediately after I'm adorable.
So precious.
It's too late.
It's a thing. Post-traumatic Satoko disorder. Yes. Yes. But the idea of getting thumbtacked into like near the spine, oh no.
Basically what you missed is we pretended to sleep in the class, and in the meantime our friends were talking about the murder that happened.
Exactly. And we... So cute, take your... No. If somebody thumbtacks me in the spine, I will slap you across your face. Like, no. That ain't cute. No. That's getting a violent reaction out of me. Hell no. No. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Satoko! Guilty without trial. Capital punishment. I furiously jumped up from my seat. And I tripped as if my feet were tangled up. My shoelaces had been tied together. Oh, I was talking about Tifa and she... Okay, I take back what I said. I misinterpreted your statement.
Evie wants to take
I
me
agree.
home.
I don't need to take you home. I already got you.
On my way tomorrow.
I already got you at home.
No, you ruined it. Yeah.
There, now you're marked. You heard it here first, folks. Jack is going to attack children if need be. Dark Lord?
After he turned them into Wagyu babies. Wagyu. Like, the thought was just so disturbing to me, I couldn't even say it.
Dark Lord, spoilers,
Couldn't
no
even say it.
spoilers. Many a moon ago, we played through Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Despair Girls. And especially Evie reminded me a lot of what I said about children during that game. So, this is not the first time you hear it. I've said it on stream that I will attack children if need be. I've said worse things about doing things to certain children if need be. Always if need be, not just for nothing. Take your vacation here with me on Neat Island. We can go Pokemon card hunting. That sounds nice.
I would love to come to Neat Island. And go Pokemon card hunting. Actually, it should be the other way around. you should come to the Netherlands around King's Day.
That's true.
Because that's where you have these, like every city has huge little, what do you call them, free markets?
Free markets. King's Day basically
vrije markt.
turns all of the Netherlands into the
one big flea market.
Into the player trading area of an MMO. Everybody gets the stuff that they want to sell like a flea market and just puts them out everywhere.
But like
the cities
entire
are filled with that. It's
city
amazing.
is covered, and in like the area of Utrecht, it starts the evening before. It's more like a 24-hour thing, so you can also go through it at night. And like Amsterdam, the entire city is one big market.
It's insanity.
It's so much fun. But they also sell lots of Pokemon cards usually on these markets. It's the perfect time to go hunting for antiques, cards,
of
rarities,
course,
collectors.
With
things.
the advent of the internet, people are usually more aware of what they have that they want to sell. So I would say nowadays less of a chance to get a score, but
you could buy Pokemon cards for like 10 cents a piece.
yeah,
No.
I'll die if I leave my town. But think of the bargains.
And yeah, we haven't had a queen in a while.
King's Day, don't have a queen there? Lol, not since 2030. Yeah, that's the thing. I miss flea markets. Go to one when you get a chance.
I miss good flea markets as well. Like Germany, it's not the same. King's Day is like life. I love King's Day. As a kid, I used to I used to have my own little stand too, and I was there like, I don't know if you can even still say that, but I was on the market like a fish woman. Like I was shouting. That's what you call it in Dutch. You know, the woman at the stalls who always shout what fish they have and how expensive it is. That was me on the market back then.
I think it's funny when you call a Dutch person who lives under the sea a fish woman. It just has an extra ring to it for me.
I had so much fun.
A fishwife, that's the word.
Oh, yeah, fishwife, that works. I had so much fun on the markets. I love going over them. We went into Amsterdam once.
It was crazy.
We went through the entire city, well, not the entire city, but through a big part. We walked like 35 kilometers in one day. That's like what?
Yeah.
60 miles? It's like double, no? Isn't miles
divided
double?
Divided by 1.6.
Oh, maybe not close. 60 miles.
We worked way too much.
I thought 1 kilometer was
walked
like 2
way
miles.
Too much. Yeah.
We walked a shit ton, but there was so much junk. I love looking at junk people sell.
And everybody is usually having fun. Like it's like a big party in the whole country. It's really nice atmosphere and stuff. Yeah, can recommend. If you ever get the chance, you should check out the Netherlands during King's Day. But
Psycho, King's Day, Netherlands.
Expect your stay there to be expensive because around that day, hotel prices are shoot through the sky because everybody wants to go there.
Yeah, book a bit earlier.
Yeah. Like flea markets, because there was a big one called Flea World. It was next to the affordable, unthemed park Fun World. That makes sense. Huh. Gotta go, got an appointment. We'll catch you the rest of what. Dark Lord, thank you for
Thanks for hanging.
I hope you have fun / an accomplishing, good, eventful, whatever it is you need from the thing you're doing. I hope it turns out that way. I'm planning I would go further than walking distance. Wow.
No, but it's so much fun. And the saddest thing is we, especially like the bigger cities like Amsterdam, also get a lot of tourists during King's Day because there's lots of boat parties, lots of drugs.
It's crazy. I've never seen this many people.
Want. It is one of the biggest parties in the Netherlands, I want to say. Like bigger than Carnival even. Yeah. But you sometimes still have the lost tourist that comes on the wrong date. Yeah. And it is like so sad to see like most people dress up in like full orange crowns. A bit like Carnival, but like the orange themed.
Yeah.
And it's like it's always on the birthday of our ruler.
Yeah.
So King's Day is now a few days later than Queen's Day used to be. Because fortunately their birthday is around the same time. But then if you like book wrong, it's like, oh, it's so sad. Like sometimes you see pictures on like Reddit of people or like tourists who come in Amsterdam station fully dressed in orange.
Today
like,
is
ready
Queen's
to party.
Day and it's like
no.
No, it used to be, yes, but
no.
Not anymore. You convinced me, Tifa. Take me home.
take me home.
So cute.
Come on, Evie.
Meanwhile,
Come to Water Island.
not bad, Satoko! While I was sleeping, you were able to conceal your presence to pull off this fine piece of work. The teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko.
Did you not notice that our teacher has arrived, Keiichi-san? Take your seat.
Sit down, plebeian. Suddenly, Satoko jump scare.
Your hand's in the way.
It's only really a jump scare with a console out. Clomp, clomp, wish, whiff.
Not sure what that sound is.
Not caring one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead. I hate that. Those can hurt so tremendously.
Keiichi-san is being mean.
That was a strong one. Not the face. Do it on my own.
No.
Okay, you can flick my belly. That's gonna hurt. No, that's not. That's. On the rib cage bone. Ah.
I heard the
that.
plonk.
Yeah, it reverberated through my belly. Ah. I hope the microphones picked that up.
Hey, don't pick on the younger kids, Maebara-kun.
Hey, teacher. Played with fire, Jack. Yeah, I did. I did that to myself.
Apologize to her.
I saw Satoko stick her tongue out at me. That little bird.
Come on, Maebara-kun.
Yeah, I'll apologize. Sorry, Satoko-san. In any case, I apologized even if it was in a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her, I'll remember this.
Next time he should be crying in the room.
Oh, she looks mad.
Yeah.
This console version is the I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Remake is the I'm gonna bitch slap you. And original is like there's a level of hatred to it.
Mm.
Also, is
It's
this
a very...
is this the Higurashi lean? I can't do it. My spine doesn't allow me to. She is cute even if angry. She is no Luna if you ask me.
Kei-chan, get your revenge at the club meeting. Take your seat.
Why's she talking like Rena? I sat down after Mion told me to. She switched to class representative mode. Different franchise. That's how you build your harem. When one of them finds out, sorry, different franchises.
Can have several waifus.
Do you have the same thing in the US still? Because back when I was a teenager, we had this section on TV called effectively trash TV, where it was all of these like Jerry Springer is like the worst example, but these talk shows where some talk show host invites people and usually they talk about weird stuff. Like it's never a normal conversation. I mean, otherwise it wouldn't be entertaining TV, right? I get it. But I remember distinctively, once they invited, it was about, like, I cheat on my girlfriend, so what? Something like that. And they had this, like, cliche, like, late 90s, early 2000s, like, player guy, you know, one of those people that believe they're hot shit. And they're talking to him, he's like, yeah, I've got a main girl and, like, 5 side chicks. Shit like that. And so the host asks him, so why do you do that? Like, you say you love your girlfriend, but why do you do this? And he's like, yeah, my girlfriend is the best and stuff, and like, you know, but you know how it is, man. You know, if you can eat the nicest steak in the world, but if you eat the same steak every day, you just get tired of it, you know? Sometimes you need a great pizza or something.
That's one way to compare it.
So, when you said different franchises, I had to think back to this. Because the different franchises, depending on who you explain it to, maybe they would understand that line of thinking better that way. Is it really cheating if they're from different universes? You try that in real life and then come back and tell us how that worked out for you. With the boring classes finished, school was finally over for the day. Now then, what should we do with our club today? Personally, I would like to play the deduction game one more time. I was hardly able to play it last time because of ooishi-san. Ren and I weren't even able to test our strategy.
That's right. Today Keiichi-kun and I will be victorious.
Tifa, do you also have the same issue I do?
Oh.
Where...
Yeah, it's Ed-kun.
What? No. What?
Oh.
If you let me say my problem first, maybe we can have the same conversation.
I'm just predicting your complaints.
Am I that bad? Okay, so here's the thing. When a person is saying a line, they always have their name in the top left. And sometimes it seems that Keiichi is just thinking to himself, like monologue style, which I get. But then other characters are replying to what he's saying. So it's more like he's thinking out loud sometimes? Or there is conversation happening, but we don't get to witness it as conversation? Throws me off a little bit sometimes.
What was it now that did that?
Well, here he goes with the boring classes finished, school was over for the day. What should we do for the club? Blah blah blah. Reina and I weren't able to test our strategy. I would like to play the deduction game. And I'm thinking in a monologue, and then Reina goes...
No, sometimes that is indeed said out loud.
Yeah, I still need to get into the habit of understanding when it's meant to be which way.
I want to say when it's between the, what do you even call them in English? Brackets? No, that's not brackets.
Quotation marks.
The quotation marks.
Yeah,
it's said aloud,
yeah.
but even when it's not.
There's the name tag at the top left, but just like now, there wasn't.
Yeah.
And Reina still gets into the conversation with him. I like that.
We just skip a bit.
Yeah, I think the idea of conveying that conversation happened and you just get the Cliff Notes version of it, that's cool, but I still have a hard time understanding when he's thinking to himself versus being part of a conversation when it doesn't have a name tag. Same when he, especially when he was in the car with the police guy.
Just accept that some of it is thinking, but also has been said out loud.
Yeah, potentially. Still waiting for you.
I already said it. That's why I thought you were complaining, because I said Keiichi-san instead of Keiichi-kun. That's what I thought you were gonna complain about.
I would never complain about anything you do.
What should we do?
Nothing.
We've never played the same game 2 days in a row before.
Me neither.
Why not try asking me?
We're asking you. Anyway, Mion looked over her shoulders as we made eye contact. She slowly tapped her palm with her fist as her face suddenly lit up.
Yeah, that's like a thinking thing.
Oh, like this I was thinking. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Oops. I completely forgot. I need to go help my uncle today.
Convenient, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Suspect, Mion.
Sorry guys, not today.
Helping your uncle? Aren't you a little goody two-shoes?
Sorry, really? I really did forget. Well then, sorry guys. This old man is heading back home now.
Mion left us with that and rushed off to the exit after snatching up her bag.
Mm-hmm. Sus.
Yes.
You see, Michan, she sometimes goes to help out at her uncle's shop in town.
Nah, I thought she wasn't the type to get caught up in such bothersome stuff.
She said that she gets paid for it. It's quite a bit of spending money from what I hear.
Well, yeah, if she helps bury the corpses that her uncle killed, she better get paid good for it. I see. She was able to pay for that mountain of games with what she saved up from her. But that... wouldn't you call it a part-time job? Isn't that against school policy? That's exactly why it's not called a part-time job, I'm guessing.
That's why you get paid black.
Under the table. Because I don't think being paid black means anything to anybody who doesn't speak German or Dutch.
Is that not an English term either?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Have any of you ever heard of being paid black? Because the term comes from Schwarzarbeit. Black work, if you translate literally, which is working
It's like
without
unofficial
proper contract.
cash in hand kind of work. Yeah, also if you translate it, it sounds a bit weird.
Yes. Yes, it does.
There's a clause that states household chores are excluded. True, if you're just helping out, it's not a job.
Is that why she's calling it? So, what now? Pass on the club today?
So we're done today, I guess?
We could also go back to playing the part of a game where you had to be a maid, you had to dress like a cat girl, and you wore a choker and acted as my little sister. So
Nah.
get back to massaging my back.
I prefer to play Who Killed Tomitake?
Won't it be fine even without the club president? Let's do this. I opened the club locker and began searching for the deduction game from that ever-growing pile of games. Ah, here it is.
No one feels like playing.
The deduction game from yesterday. Man, I had to stop just as I was getting the hang of it. At the very least, I wanted to repay Satoko for what she did during the afternoon break.
I do not mind. But is that fine for Reina-san and Rika? If Keiichi-kun wants to so badly, I wouldn't mind playing for a bit. I think it's better if we do it when we have everyone together.
She says it like that.
I wanted to go shopping if there wasn't a club meeting today. Going to buy soy sauce and other things.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot.
I too need to acquire
Soy
sauce.
Well, I guess since it's been a while, I should go treasure hunting.
What's this now? Everyone was no longer in the mood for club activities. Yeah, I mean, I get it if it's like a whole group thing and then suddenly the whole group can't be there.
Yeah, but it sucks. Like when I want to play Monopoly and you don't want to.
Fuck you and playing Monopoly. Tifa is the single... I am hateful at Monopoly. Absolutely despicable. I don't have anything to say in my defense. I play like an asshole. I am nothing compared to her.
I just don't sell my places.
If we get to a point where there's like a stalemate, like a deadly spiral of us just trading money back and forth, I will conclude that one of us needs to give something up, and I'm willing to trade, even if I don't want to, just so that the game can
You're
find
willing
an
to
end.
trade and then ask everything you have on the table as payment.
Yes.
That's not necessarily willing to trade.
Tifa has, this is no joke, Tifa has won games of Monopoly against me and her brother after 4 hours. That's not an exaggeration. 4 hours of everybody rolling dice, trading money, and everybody just mentally checking out of life. It was either we give up and let her win, or we hold our breath until we pass out. It was one of those two options. And then this one has the gall to egg you on. Like, if you let me win, you're a sore loser. There is no winning. All that's happening is we're losing life. Why do you hate yourself? Why do you hate the people you play with?
I love Monopoly. It's so much fun.
For whom? For whom?
Like back when I used to play with one of my best friends in like high school and
No
stuff.
wonder they're not your best friend anymore, probably.
No, she is.
Okay. Very happy to hear that, despite how you play Monopoly.
We even used to roleplay with like nicknames. I was, what's the best translation? I was Miss Centerville. Sent too many, because I always won.
Okay.
And she was Miss Penniless.
Okay.
During the game we would address each other as such. Like we would go actually shopping, go to a hotel. She'd be broke, I'd be nice, and let her stay for free for once.
That's also something she does.
So much fun.
When you finally lost due to natural causes, you spent your last money, she goes, it's fine, I'll give you a discount. Just to keep you forced to play. Every single time. Every single time.
Hey, I lose as well. It's a pleasant surprise.
Barely ever, because by the time you're willing to lose, everybody else is gone.
Settlers of Catan.
Never played
I
that.
have never played that either.
Never once. Flashback to Metal Gear Solid 3 in the end. I didn't struggle with that fight, I'm sorry. But unless you mean the other thing, which is a really cool idea in the game. That I did once too. Play Settlers of Catan!
You also need friends for that.
Maybe one day.
Also, don't they have like 100 versions and add-ons?
I want to say base game and like 3 add-ons. Which people usually agree are actually good add-ons. Not just to make money.
I don't even know the rules.
Base game is fine. Maybe one day.
But then we lack friends now.
Could play Settlers of Catan against each other, and then all of you can witness the horse shit that is playing board games against Tifa.
Well, we can once do a board game stream. Or
There's
try
a
to.
special version for 2 people specifically.
Oh, might have a look at it.
Why do you have to put that idea in her head? I don't like it. Maybe one day.
We have a lot of board games. Maybe one day we'll do an actual board game stream.
And it's definitely gonna be called board games because I'll be bored. But first we have to play Sonic Adventure. For that we first have to finish Higurashi. Siedler of Catan das Kartenspiel. Ooh, a card game version.
Oh, I have seen that in like toy stores.
You should be banned from buying games.
I haven't bought...
There should be like a driver's license test for buying board games. And Tifa should be banned.
I haven't bought any board games in years.
That's true.
We do have a lot in the closet.
Also true. Meanwhile, if I kept on trying to push the matter, it may make them realize I had a trick up my sleeve. Oh well, I'll give up this time. Man, I was really looking forward to playing it. I shuffled through the cards as if I was still caught up on it.
At the next opportunity I shall give you a sound thrashing.
The murderer is Satoko. The murder weapon is the pistol. It was you after all.
What did you say? Then I'll just...
Satoko looked through the cards on the deck and just stuck out 3 of them at me.
The murderer is Keiichi. In the lounge with the rope.
I don't need no rope. I'll just strangle you like this.
No! Keiichi-san is such a beast.
Did he? Whew. Well, I guess it's good that I got that out of my system. Did he just lunge at her and choke her?
I doubt he choked her. There's nothing that indicates that. I'll remember this is Keiichi-san.
You don't see them?
Yeah.
That doesn't indicate that at all.
As if he choked her.
Wow.
She was used as a plaything for quite a while. You poor thing.
Just a rough and tumble, I guess, yeah.
I agree on that. Cute! Cute!
I mean, I don't like it, but she had it coming. After the thumbtack to the back. Oh, that's so mean. Everyone got ready to go back home. I also helped gather up the scattered cards. I suddenly paused. They were just the suspect cards, but I noticed something strange. Reina, Satoko, Rika, Keiichi. Mion. Satoshi. Satoshi. Not all the cards were made by us. Or at least every card besides this one has the name of a club member. Does that mean that this Satoshi fellow is a member? Was there someone in the class named Satoshi? I couldn't find anyone named Satoshi on the class roster stuck up on the wall.
Keiichi-kun, let's hurry and finish cleaning up.
Being rushed by Reina, I finished up quickly.
Is that a name we already had? What was that missing woman
That
called?
is Tomitake's name.
You're not typing in
Satoshi
the thingy.
is...
Typing in the thingy.
Satoshi is Tomitake. 100%.
Could be.
100%.
What was the name of that missing woman?
Mio something. I forgot her last name. But I remember her working at Irie Clinic.
Yeah, but that's... I was wondering if we heard this name before already.
No. Is Satoshi a unisex name or not? Because the only Satoshi I can think of is Satoshi Tajiri, the creator of Pokemon. And he's a guy. And if it's a guy name, traditionally, then my money is on Tornado Potato.
That could be.
Satoko and Rika-chan had already headed merrily for the lockers, so we were the only ones left in the classroom. Why can't I type it there? Right now, Reina had already gotten her bag and was ready to leave. Reina? There must be quite a few people who transfer from the school, right? I tried asking Reina in a bit of a roundabout way. Reina made a troubled face and then answered.
Yeah. Hinamizawa is a rural town, right? Some people transfer out every now and then.
Then Satoshi... Then is Satoshi another one of those transferees?
I think it's Satoshi. Sorry. I don't really know.
There was a bit of a pause, but the answer was pretty much immediate.
I'm not saying it to be mean. Just last year, I transferred in, so maybe I just missed him. So I didn't hear much about him. Sorry.
That reaction was sus as hell. Tomitake is an adult and only visits a few times a year.
Jack's trying to find out the mystery behind Tomitake and who he really was. What was his true name? Did he actually grow up here and moved out of the city?
The way Mion specifically cheered him on at the Watanagashi and before that, like, hey, make sure to get like published and stuff and win some prizes. I think Mion had a stronger or more of a connection with Tomitake than the rest of the cast did.
Knows him for longer.
Yeah. So maybe Satoshi was Tomitake's name while he still went to the school. Like,
well, officially he didn't go to the school.
Yes, Tomitake didn't, but Satoshi did. Going back to the Tomitake is not his real name thing.
Well,
so
one
maybe
way to find out.
Tomitake, when he was still known as Satoshi, went to the same school as Mion, being a bit older than her, or being tremendously older than her, being in the same class, because that's just what happens in Hinamizawa. And that's how they already knew each other back then. That's my thinking. I'm not sure, sorry. The answer was a lot like when she refused to tell me about the murder at the dam. I was saddened by her denial and felt a little bit of anger. I'm their friend, aren't I? Friends don't keep secrets from their friends, do they? Though I do appreciate that they kept that unsettling curse thing from me. But if everyone is worried about it, I'd rather be worried with them. That's what it means to be friends, right? For a moment, I wondered just what kind of face I was making just then. These mixed feelings of sadness and annoyance.
Keiichi-kun, you're making a scary face. Why is it? Why?
That's just me looking at an Excel spreadsheet. That's happened to me before. People at work have told me, you look like you just received a message and you want to murder the person who sent it. I was like, I turned the screen. I'm like, no, I'm looking at an Excel spreadsheet and I need to do stuff with like formulas. I have a specific Excel face.
Yeah, I'm not
It's not
surprised.
inviting. It's not inviting at all. It was probably exactly the kind of face Reina said it was. It appeared my grim expression had frightened her. Nah, sorry. I was really looking forward to the club today and just feeling down about it. I rustled Reina's hair. Let's go home. Dragging that awkward mood with us, we headed home. Resting Excel face.
But everyone
Yes.
understands the face, like that's the worst thing.
If you've ever seen it, you will know what I'm talking about. Or if you've ever been told you have that, you will know exactly. It's a thing. I wonder why. Why haven't I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I didn't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my everyday life. My long, outstretched shadow gave no answer to my naive inquiry.
Keiichi-kun, are you tired maybe? Maybe?
Reina timidly questioned the reason behind my mood. Sure, my expression made the situation even more unsettling. You think so?
Yeah. You seem to have been a little out of it ever since this morning. Maybe a cold?
Physically, I was pretty sure I was in perfect health. It may not seem like it, but I've had perfect attendance since elementary school. Reina continued on since I didn't give her an answer.
It could be that the fatigue from moving has finally caught up to you. It's completely different from where you used to live after all. Of course you've gotten tired, since there's so much you need to get used to and remember.
She is so sweet. So sweet.
Hasn't it been like over a month?
Yeah, but still. Don't you also have that when you're like really stressed out from work at some point? Like you try to like tough it out, power through it, and then
and at some point
you
you're
just
done
keep
and then
going,
it crashes.
and then like it's the weekend or you finally have a vacation, and then like day one it's like no. Your body just goes, no, you're gonna lay down now. It's like there's nothing you can do. You're just
True.
done for.
That is difficult.
Worst case, if you then also get sick, it's like your immune system also goes, I'll be back in 2 weeks. I hate that. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. It has to be. Reina was also like that at first too. I can tell, you know?
I wondered if Reina also experienced the slight bit of alienation last year that I was feeling right now. In thinking so, I felt that she was the only one who could understand how I felt. I'd like to hear about when you first came to Hinamizawa. How was it? Feeling I had been drawn into the conversation, her face suddenly brightened.
It was the same as Keiichi-kun. I didn't know the villager's name at all. Mi-chan and the rest were all very kind, so I wasn't lonely, but I did still feel a little out of place.
Reina had told me all the details of when she had moved here. All of her first acquaintances and surprises, worries and good times. So, Satoko got you too?
Yeah. There was a thumbtack put on my chair. A poke. And then with that, that really takes me back.
When were you invited into the club? The first day?
Nah. There wasn't a club at the beginning. It was formed partway through. One day, she said we should stay after and hold a big game tournament.
Come to think of it, Mion did say she was the first club president. Now I get it.
This is a secret, but Mi-chan used to be really bad at the beginning. She'd never win.
Okay, there goes my Satoshi plan. Because Reina lied to us. Reina lied. Reina said that she doesn't know a Satoshi and she only joined last year, so she probably missed him. As she transferred in, he transferred out just before.
True.
But Satoshi's name cannot be on one of the cards in the game club locker if the club didn't exist until
Maybe
Reina
the game
moved
was
there.
already there then.
Second-hand copy, huh? Huh? Mion, really? I can't even imagine that.
She had to do most of the penalties that she came up with. Seriously, don't tell.
I can't believe Mion was like that. So she gradually transformed into a monster who used any means necessary to win during that time. Mion is at her best when she's fighting dirty.
I began making more friends besides Michan after that, but yeah. It might have only been since you moved here that I finally felt like I had gotten used to it here.
I guess Reina had also been left in the dark about Oyashiro-sama when she had just moved here. I guess when they finally told me about Oyashiro-sama, I'd be considered one of them. I wonder when I'll finally be considered one of them.
Huh? Did you say something?
No, sorry. Just talking to myself.
Keiichi-kun, you're silly.
Reina was poking fun and laughing at me, and I couldn't help but laugh as well. But I suddenly stopped. Then, after making up my mind, I spoke. Hey, Reina. Is there something that everybody is keeping from me?
Huh? No? Not at all.
You're lying, aren't you? Reina suddenly stopped. Her expression was cold and intense.
What do you mean by that? Keiichi-kun?
Oh, that freaks me out so much. Oh, I hate that so much. When, like, I've only ever experienced this in real life once. Having a conversation and eventually an argument with somebody. And when you say
The expression change.
the right thing, it's like their face does a 180. It is so strange. And then in my head, because I tend to overthink, I'm like, first of all, how? Second of all, not how, so cute, but like how? H-O-W. But like, is that a normal reaction? Was everything before that fake? Like, how does your face go from happy and stuff to I'm going to murder you in your sleep? Like,
Well, that's how expressions work.
her tone was still the same cheery and light-hearted one as before. You are, aren't you? Keeping something from me. After understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that face, I regretted saying something so rash.
Yep.
But she came back at me in a way I didn't expect. That is a fucking jump scare. That is a No, you can't.
Oh, there, it's still the same. I want
Original is not bad. That, no. It's such a simple thing. This will keep me from sleeping. This.
It's
this.
the dead look into your soul.
Yeah. When people get like really close to you, like, oh, that gets me so bad. So bad.
Well then, Keiichi-kun. Aren't you keeping something from us?
I also hate the music right now. In a good way. Huh? Her tone didn't change, but it was the first time I'd seen this expression from Reina.
They're onto us.
With our gaze pierced through me, I couldn't believe this was the same Reina.
That's a bit more creepy. This is a shot from the anime, you know? Kinda
Probably.
looks like it. Aren't you? Lies or secrets. Aren't you?
You are. Secrets? She didn't actually say that part, but she looked as if she did. The incident with Tomitake-san? And how I felt alienated from the group? even without having to think about it, there were things I knew that I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell everyone about what happened with Tomitake-san to be considerate. I was keeping it a secret just the same way they didn't tell me about Oyashiro-sama. Then aren't we even? No, I'm not. No lies. No secrets.
Liar.
Her answer was instant and it shook me. Reina stared as if burrowing through me, watching me like a hawk.
I forgot to buy soy sauce. I should go.
Reina, now that you're standing so close, I actually just shat myself and I would really like to go change my pants. Do you mind? Bye! Why would you say I'm lying?
Didn't you say that you were called into the teacher's room yesterday during the club meeting, Keiichi-kun? I know. You didn't go to the teacher's room.
I swallowed hard. It clearly wasn't a bluff. She knew what happened.
The teacher said you had a guest, didn't she? But you didn't talk at the entrance. You talked inside of the car near the school gate, with some man we don't know.
Reina knew everything. She knew that I was called out by ooishi-san and that I heard about the incident with Tomitake-san as well. Did she know all of it?
They probably all went to have a look. Exactly who was that man?
I don't know him.
Why did somebody you don't know have business with you?
I want to know that myself.
Then what did you talk about?
It has nothing to do with you guys. It was a lie. Reina's scream echoed through the trees, sending frightened birds into the sky. I couldn't exhale the deep breath I had just taken. No, it was like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here I first realized. The person in front of me? She wasn't Reina Ryugu. Then who was it that was standing before me now? Who had assumed Reina Ryugu's appearance? I held my breath for so long I could feel myself suffocating.
Right?
And then she made a facial expression that Reina normally might have made. It didn't matter that it was Reina's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone.
Yeah, this would have freaked me out too.
She drew closer to me. I felt her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. Whoever this was with Reina's face was going to chew my nose right off. I cowered as I imagined that. Then she smirked as if she was able to see right through me.
We also have secrets, just like how Keiichi-kun has secrets.
It was Reina's usual smile, but her eyes were still those of a hawk. Bringing her face close enough to mine to almost bump into my nose, she kindly persuaded me. I couldn't nod or shake my head. This person standing in front of me, this person who looked like Reina, frightened me to my core. I was terrified knowing that she could hear the sound of me swallowing nervously. After what felt like an eternity, after a long empty silence, she finally spoke.
Let's go. It's getting chilly.
Yeah, of course it's chilly because you just expelled the heat of the summer in this area. I had to pee before this, but now there's ice cubes in my bladder.
Oh, that's gonna be a while to melt. Dum dum dum.
And the fact that she goes right back to this fucks me up. I've said this before. There's few things that really get under my skin, but I don't know if there's a better term for it. But especially in a group setting, if this were to happen, like we're having a conversation, like with the rest of the girls, and Thank you. Jack Streicher. I need that. Like, if the rest of the girls were here and Reina did all of this, but nobody else reacted like this was all normal, that would fuck me up so bad. Like, normalizing things that aren't normal. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about like, oh, you eat your sandwich weird. Fuck that shit. But like, when reality unravels and I'm the only one perceiving it and everybody else is like, what are you talking about?
There's a reason why Jack doesn't like horror games.
This will be a great spooky time game. We're still playing in October. I hope we don't. It was Reina again. Smiling at me once more, she started walking as if nothing at all had happened. When I was released from her gaze, my legs gave out from under me and I slumped onto the ground. I wasn't able to lift a finger until Reina was out of sight. Who was that? I felt cold. My body was drenched in sweat. I was finally able to form a coherent thought and ask myself once again, who was that person who looked like Reina Ryugu?
I do like how he immediately goes to like, oh, that's not her, this is someone else. Like, this can't be her.
No, I didn't take it that way. Yeah, those were his exact words, but I think it's more of a, like, I take it in a metaphorical level. Like,
This is a good moment to say.
like this is a side of a person that does not at all like work with the person that I've met.
That is true. But yeah, I would... IRL, I would be a bit freaked out by that too. In most cases, that's where you run.
I would have panic farted.
Like, that's when you cut someone out of your life, I want to say.
This is when I tell my parents we need to move. Nah, hell no.
To Australia or something.
No, nah. Oh god, especially me at 15. If that would have happened to me, I would have probably died there on that street because my heart would have stopped.
I don't think
No.
you need to be 15 for that. Like, that would work now too. Maybe I'll try that once, like randomly on the street.
Please don't.
I need to practice that look.
Hell no. You can't. I don't think you're capable.
I don't think so.
Listen, I think let me rephrase this. I think everybody is capable of doing this. But with a majority of people, something really bad needs to happen to unlock that part of yourself that is willing to just walk through people.
I need to practice too.
Like, that's a level of... I think hate is the right term. Or like...
That's how you get first at the doctor.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's like hate on some level. But that's a level of like, you are nothing. You are nothing to me. I'm looking right through you. No, that's not a friendship. No.
I want to say that helps if you have very light eyes.
What?
A light eye color, I mean.
Tifa said it here first, people. If you have light eye color, it's easy for you to hate people. What?
No, but to have those expressions. Because I feel like people who have like this very light blue or like grayish eyes always give me the feeling like they look right into my soul. It's a bit more intense.
Eyes.
Yeah, but not
Light enough.
light enough for that.
My eyes aren't good enough. Nah, for me it's not about the eye color. For me it's all about the...
I feel like it helps.
The intensity, the way, like... The focus is
Yeah.
on the eyes, yes, but it's the whole demeanor. It's like the energy that the person gives off. The eye color bigotry. I know, right?
You never have that when someone with seems like this grayish, super light eye color just looks right into you.
I don't think the word...
It's super pretty.
Fucking bright eye. That's what Tifa says. That's what Tifa said.
not what I'm
I
saying.
heard that too. I'm with Psycho and Evie here.
I'm not even going into this.
If I have Wagyu babies, you hate bright eyes. Yeah. We can trade. We can trade. But as long as you perpetuate my Wagyu babies, you hate bright eyes.
I'm not even going into this. I'm not feeding this.
But I was gonna say, not bigotry because that's a negative thing, but I don't really care for eye colors in general. But I wanna say twice in my life, I've IRL seen a person with gray eyes. And the first time was before I knew Tifa, and if that woman would have asked me on the spot to marry her, I would have. Gray eyes are mesmerizing to me.
Yeah, but that's what I say. They look right into your soul.
No. I didn't feel any of what I just felt in Higurashi. It was more like, oh my god, those are the prettiest eyes I've ever seen in my life.
I'm not saying just because they have bright eyes, they give off this feeling. I'm saying if you have bright eyes, I also feel like it can definitely help if you want to make those expressions to add into it.
Nah.
Because it's already very intense.
It wasn't about the intensity.
Like, I feel that definitely adds to it.
A better example of what I mean is, you know how sometimes, like, I don't know, people look at a diamond wedding ring and they go, oh my god, that's the most beautiful thing I've seen. Or like if you're collecting video games and you finally find your holy grail in like mint condition and you go, oh my god, that's the game from my childhood, I need it. That's the kind of reaction I have to gray eyes.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Yeah. I wish I had gray eyes.
You can take contacts.
No.
It's not impossible.
Nah. People, I've seen people like use like contact lenses that made them look really attractive because like there are certain like combinations of eye colors with the rest of her face that just goes, yeah, that looks really nice. But nothing tops gray for me. Yeah.
Or very light blue.
Nah, gray. All the other eye colors for me on the same level, but gray is like... There's two tiers. This is my official eye color tier list. Top tier, gray.
Yeah.
Everything else, A tier. Like, I don't care. It's whatever it is.
Gray is stunning.
Yeah. But it's not the same when it's contact lenses. It still
really
looks
good. Ones, so.
It still looks great.
Depends on the contact lenses, I want to say. There's plenty
Fair
nowadays
enough.
where
Yeah.
you won't even be able to tell.
Fair enough. If technology ever gets to that point where I can get augmented eyes without, you know, the actual loss of my eyesight, I'm gonna get gray eyes. Yeah,
That would be kind of cool.
definitely. And then I'll have to do something with the camera angle because then I need that. The only thing you'll see on camera is the focus on my gray eyes. It's the only thing that's going to be featured.
The idea of contact lenses repulses me.
Same. I can't do it. Tifa has worn contact lenses before.
I used to, in my like high school years, the first time putting in contacts was creepy as hell. Like the way you see it coming was so scary. After a while you're used to it and then it's fine.
No. If I get an eyelash on my eye, I already feel like I want to die.
Well, I have no problem like touching my eyeball and stuff.
No. That goes.
You shouldn't do that. By the way,
turns my stomach physically. Like if something like an eye, usually like an hair, an eyelash is stuck in my eye, and like I need to actually like use a little bit of wet toilet paper or like my finger to try to get it out. that gives me the heebie-jeebies. No, no, eyeballs are not for touching.
I can understand it. Like I said, first time contact lenses, like that first week was horrible.
Nah. Same with laser operations to the eye to have a look. Same. If I ever
Understandable.
if they would
That
tell
thought
me
creeps me out too.
glasses or eye operation, give me glasses. I don't care. I look good with glasses anyway, so I don't care. Suddenly people will think I'm actually smarter than I am. I don't care.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I'll stick to my glasses as well.
One last thing about contact lenses. Have you ever like encountered somebody who got an eye infection from their contact lenses?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a bad one?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's because, especially as a kid, sometimes you're too lazy to take out your contact lenses and you leave them in. Like I've slept with them before, which is really bad to do.
I had a colleague who came to work already like his eyes slightly puffy and he was rubbing it and he was like, yeah, I forgot to take out my contact lenses. One eye was perfectly fine, the other one was like just, it looked like somebody has like an allergic like reaction to like pollen or something.
You should take them out every night.
We didn't think anything about it. Over the next couple hours, it got worse. And I will not give you details because I'm not Tifa and I don't enjoy your suffering. I'm just gonna say, the visual image will never leave me. And I'm very happy that that person never did that again in their life, probably. Change topic, please. It's time to say goodnight. There you go. There is nothing to bring this back up. It's just Reina being weird, giving murder energy, contact lenses, eye infections. Good night. No?
That is indeed a good point. So with that, we will indeed say goodnight. There's also no one online to rate. So we will be back on Sunday.
Yeah. See you Sunday. Don't let Reina bite your nose off.
I'm sure there's a nursery rhyme that works with it.
Tyson wannabe Evander Holyfield fight. I'm pressing the button tonight. Thank you everybody for witnessing the true Higurashi starting now, I guess. We're back on Sunday with more of it. Yeah, huzzay!
Thank you.